Philip Meisel is interviewing Mrs. Esther Werblud, second part of the interview conducted today on the 22nd of August 2000. Thanks very much.
2001.
2001, sorry. Good. Could you tell us what happened when they took you to Majdanek?
The first stop from the cattle trains, when they put us from Bialystok, from the place where they put all the Jews together, we come to Lublin. Lublin
Yes,
was
Lublin.
before Majdanek, was a camp too. And we just come, they separate just the men and the women. We were young girls. We separate the men and the women, and we standing all day there. And they, first of all, the couples that was working in Lublin, they go around and tell all you. They put big containers empty, and they tell all your jewelry, all your belongings, what something is worthwhile, put in the containers. Because when they look people and they will find something hidden, that is, your life is in danger. Then people put everything, you put this you put rubbish, everybody, in the containers. After they told around Majdanek, around Lublin was a camp, what called Travniki,
Yes,
and another camp, I guess, Travniki and Budzin, I think was a camp, Travniki and Budzin. It was around Lublin, Majdanek, and they tell that all families or people will go for work.
Yes.
Then everybody, they tell, some people go like on a truck and call their families and tell them they want to be together on truck, and they do this all day. After people start, between them to speak, or maybe they take us to the crematorium. So that was going on nearly all day, the selecting to go to the Budzin and Travniki. In the evening, the plan was nothing from this. They separated the men and the women. The men were left in Lublin in this time, and all the women went to take us to Majdanek, and we were walking. That's not far, Majdanek from Lublin.
Yes.
We were walking, and the Germans with the rifles, with the dogs. How you call the dogs? The Wolfing. How you say in English? The big dogs. The dogs with the German.
Good. Let us stop here and come back. Actually, we have to make it clear.
Can you speak up?
Okay. How did you arrive to Majdanek or to Lublin? How did you? By train, cattle wagons? How many people? What did they give you to eat? How long did it last?
Virginie. In the trains, it was a place to stand. No place to stand and no place to sit.
Very crowded.
I think very crowded. I think we stand all day.
It was a cattle train.
Of course, with
a
the little windows, what you can look,
Yes. How long did you travel?
I don't remember. I think from Bialystok like to Lublin. We stop a few times. Maybe they need to take some coal or.
Yeah. One day or a few days, or you can't remember.
I know we left in the morning and we come at daytime. That's maybe, I don't know, maybe travel all night, all day, I don't remember. Because when the train start to travel,
yes.
that maybe no train was men and women. I didn't see children in the train. Maybe the children they put in separate trains. The young they put in this, they separate. Then some maybe were plumbers or what, and they had some tools,
yes.
and they opened the doors.
And they open the door
the
from
door, and some
Yes.
start to jump,
escape.
escape from the train. Maybe it was opportunity in the forest.
So when you were passing through the forest, they were jumping out from the wagons.
Yeah, that people start to, the younger ones start to
Jump out.
And I was with my fiancé,
Yeah.
and he was a very good sportsman.
Yes.
And I tell him, you want to jump?
Yeah.
Maybe go to the forest. And I remember I give him maybe a towel and what we had, a piece of bread, what we
Yes.
took with him. And he was standing on the door and pushed some people.
Yeah.
He came back to me, he told me he
That-
can't leave me.
Right.
And then we come together in
Yeah.
Lublin.
Yeah.
But after the Germans start to shoot.
Could I ask you? Did
Shoot,
they
the
give
Germans shoot the
you, I
Belgians.
understand. Did they give you any food, water?
No food they
No-
give you.
Nothing.
No water, no food.
No bread. No,
Nothing.
nothing.
Maybe we ate, maybe we, from the ghetto we took a
You
piece of
took
bread.
some.
But
food
we
with
say
you.
to give you,
Did you? And you took some luggage with you from ghetto?
maybe only what you can carry with you.
Mm-hmm.
Later you throw away just the same. But maybe something on your back. No luggage, I don't.
What were the hygienic conditions?
What I know? I think people make hay on the floor.
There was no bucket,
No,
nothing.
you think maybe we travel all night? I don't remember. From Bialystok to
Look, it depends. During the war, sometimes people traveled alone.
maybe we travel. We went in the morning and we come back. I remember it was day like lunch, like afternoon. That it can't be that we went in the morning and just we in Lublin. Maybe we travel all night.
Right.
And
And you
when
said
it,
about the railway, people on the way gave you some food?
no, I told you that when we stop on the railway,
Yes.
that some railway workers
Yes.
come to the window. There was a small window,
Yeah.
and some people had maybe some jewelry or money, and give
Exchanges for the-
not for food, give the workers. Then they brought a bit of water.
For water.
Only people ask for water. In this time they told we passed Remlinka.
And the SS who were on the trains saw it and let them give you water.
No food, they give nothing.
No, but the water which you got from the railroad.
No, maybe, no, they didn't notice
They didn't notice
the
it.
Germans. But when I told you the people start to jump,
That's on the train. but
no, the train, the
was moving.
forest, then the German noticed the people
Yes.
jumping, then they start to shoot.
I see.
The Germans start to shoot on the people. Then everybody start to scream inside, close the door, close, you know, because they will kill everybody. And
Many
there
people-
were so many carriages, maybe from a lot carriages people
I
jump.
see. Would you know approximately how many carriages were there? No. You would.
There was thousands of people.
And people were jumping out from other carriages as well.
Of course, because
So they managed to open the doors.
I think like I was, this was in the 40s, we were young, we were in the 20s. I don't remember that children were, or old people in my train. They just separate on the, where we were on the big
Platform?
field. They just separate the older one, the younger, the children, teenager. And when we were waiting, that is in the history, when we were waiting in Bialystok to be picked up to go on the trains, then maybe the Germans told, we will take a few hundred Jewish children, we will take him to Czechoslovakia.
I see.
Yeah, and they will go maybe to the Czechoslovakia. What was the camp in Czechoslovakia?
Theresienstadt?
Dresdenstadt, and they will be looked after in Czechoslovakia. But they took children, though, 9, 10 years,
Yes,
not
yes.
babies. And what you can do, a lot of mothers, push their children
To go to Theresienstadt.
to Dresdenstadt. They hope maybe if they go to paradise, they will be looked after. And I remember when I was in the train with a woman next to me, she told me, I sent my girl in the group
Her daughter.
to Czechoslovakia. But what was the end from these children? They keep them, I don't know how long, maybe 1 year, half year, after they sent all the children to Auschwitz and finished them up.
But where did they keep them? You assume that they were in Theresienstadt? They did send them to...
They were in Dresdenstadt. That once, you know, what's your name? Flicker, Ursula Flicker, she have all the records. Then she told me, in the records from the Bialystoker children was sent to Czechoslovakia, is a child with the name of Werblud, like my name.
Right.
And that was my husband's brother's child. And the woman, I didn't know her before, because I met my husband after the liberation.
Yes.
I heard was our name in Bialystok, Werblud, but I didn't know then my husband. And this woman would sit, you know, like life is, would sit next to me in the train to go to Majdanek. Yes. She was a Werblud. She was the mother from that child.
Oh, and you didn't realize?
No, I didn't know her then because I didn't know my husband. And, that was 43. I met my husband 45. But her child was, I don't know, was a few hundred children, but nobody survived.
And you went to Lublin. The first station at which you stopped and disembarked, left the train, was Lublin, was it?
Yes. But from Lublin, I told you that there was the separation manner, and what they tell the Nada comes to take for work, nothing but come from this. The German himself was mixed up with so many thousands of people were there. And they took us, the women with German guard, with the big dogs, what you call the Welfies.
Shepherd.
The shepherd dogs, and they brought us to Majdanek.
Yeah.
We walk.
You walked?
Yeah, from Lublin to Majdanek. And when we walk, I passed, the men were separate. And just we passed, I passed my fiancé. He was standing, because he left the men in Lublin.
He's still in the camp.
I passed him, and I remember I had an onion or a piece of bread, I give him. One question he asked me, what can I do? My fiancé.
Yes.
What can I do? He was very young and smart. He just think what I can do. What he can do?
Yes.
Then I told him, you will do what all men will do here. Yes. You will do what everybody will do. You can't escape.
Yes.
And that's the last time we never saw each other. After...
So, for how long did you walk?
I mean, from Majdanek to Lublin.
From Lublin to Majdanek.
Must be a few miles, no?
Yeah,
I remember it was getting dark.
Yes, the evening, right.
It must be a few miles, no?
Yes, yes.
I don't know, we don't eat, I have so much strength to walk.
Yeah. Did you walk in 5 people in a row?
Maybe it's always making pairs, yes.
On both sides there was assessment, yeah?
Pardon?
On both sides you had soldiers or assessment. Do you remember who was it?
I know it was, soldiers are the army.
Yeah,
but in the camps you got the assessment.
Yes, in black.
Yeah, the army is different than the assessment. I think in the camps was no soldiers. Soldiers was on the front.
Yeah, you had the assessment around you. When you came to the camp, to Lublin, what happened?
No,
Not Lublin, to Majdanek, what happened there?
I didn't tell you what happened in Lublin.
What else happened in Lublin?
Maybe when they start separate the younger women, and some a lot come with babies.
I see. They allowed
When we
them to
got
take
out from the
babies with-
trains in Lublin, not every mother do this, but in a time like this, you can't judge people. Everybody wants to live. That some mothers know when they got their babies, they will go to the crematorium. Then some mothers, because the few days maybe, the heat in the trains, the babies, no food, no water, they become rashes. Some babies, some mothers throw away the babies. Not many.
How did it happen in
They
practical terms?
throw away the babies.
How did they throw them on the ground?
They leave them on the ground. No, don't throw. This
They
is not
just
a
left
ball.
them behind on the ground. So
They leave the babies on the ground and they walk away to the girls with no babies.
Understand?
They don't want to stand in the road, mother with babies.
Yeah.
Then they leave the babies on the ground and they go to save themselves with the young,
2000.
like me, with the young,
Women,
with the young women, that they have chance to survive.
to survive. Yeah.
Later, the Germans,
Yes.
that was the women SS.
Yeah.
The children what can recognize the mothers, they took the children by the hand, the German women, and tell to find the mothers.
Mm.
And they give the children back to the mother.
Yes.
Then they not have a chance to survive. That was like this.
Took them back. And so they didn't march with you.
No,
To
they,
Majdanek.
if
start in Lublin.
she recognized the mother, it
Yeah.
can be a child maybe 18 months, no,
Yeah,
she can
already walking,
recognize.
yeah.
Even
Yeah.
she can't talk, she can recognize. Then they give they tell, that's my mother, have your child.
Right.
You couldn't say, I don't tell every mother will do this.
But there were cases
But
like
you
that.
can't judge in a time like this, because when we come to Lublin, I meet a neighbor of mine, and she was not married. And her sister have 2 children, maybe one, a little one. Then she tell me, you know, my sister give me to keep 1 child. She was a single.
Yes.
And when your sister have 2 children and she give the another sister her child, it was no chance.
To
She
survive.
told me, my sister give me my child, my child.
My niece.
Huh?
My niece.
And the same, she was my neighbor, in the same woman would tell about your sister child, she told me, I told you with my fiance because my mother told we can survive, young people, I separate with my parents. She told me, you know, I meet, when we were on the field sitting next to your parents. You know, your mother told my mother told for this neighbor that because in Bialystok there was the resistance. Then my mother, she was ahead of her time. She thinks I with my fiance took part in the resistance. My mother took. Maybe my fiance took part, but I was sitting like a duck. I tell I'm not going to get killed. But my mother thought like this, she thinks ahead.
Yeah.
She was thinking that there's no way to survive and you have to fight back how you can.
Right. Now we came to
Majdanek. Majdanek must be was be dark.
Yeah.
And all night we sleep near the baths on the ground, on outside on the ground. In the morning, it was children then. They start to take the women with the children to the baths. Baths, you don't have a shower.
Yes.
And when you sit on the ground, or maybe when they put the water,
Yeah.
that was so much screaming. The women inside think that they go
Yes.
to guest. You know, it was horrible. But this time, nothing do to them. After I go to the shower too,
Yeah.
and I had we have to undress, and I had a scarf. I took a dark one, and the showers was dark. And then what I had for my fiance a photo.
Mm-hmm.
Then I took the photo under my scarf, and I don't know, it was a miracle. They didn't notice I wear a scarf because it was dark and the scarf was dark. And when we had the shower, and you know, after like you change your clothes,
They gave you new
you know,
clothes.
camp, they take away everything.
Take your private clothing and give you
No,
clothes.
they don't, because they have to check maybe money, or
Oh, I
you're
see.
hiding some jewelry or
Yes.
brilliance, you know,
Yes, diamond.
some whatever. And you stand in a row, you go out from the shower like
Completely naked.
nothing, naked. And you stand in a row, like they give you a bit of soup, they give you what to dress, your dress.
And they gave you a dress,
Yeah,
a civilian dress.
Some got a short, a tall girl got a short, a small girl get a long, you know, and you don't recognize each other.
Did
And
they cut your hair?
no, in Majdanek, no.
No. Did
But what was in Majdanek, we have to wear barefoot.
Not in clogs,
No,
even?
take away the shoes. They take away the shoes.
And completely barefoot.
Barefoot. The time was very Majdanek, all time barefoot, but was still August, was warm, you know.
Yeah, compared.
Barefoot. I don't know if we don't cut our leg, I don't know what happened. Barefoot, because in the shoes, you can hate some. We were barefoot for the few weeks was we were in Majdanek.
I see.
Barefoot.
Can I ask, did they give you any numbers?
Yes, in Majdanek they give numbers. Not on the hand, but maybe
Yeah.
so.
How did it happen?
We meet when we come to Majdanek. We have what we're doing. We were. I remember we were carrying stones.
Yes.
You know, I don't know what stones were. Maybe they built something, and they give a bit of soup. Like it was horrible, so bitter. I don't know. Like a flour with a bit of water. A bit. I don't remember if they give bread.
So in the morning, what was the routine? In the morning, they woke you up very early in the morning. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
No.
We were in the blocks. But we meet in Majdanek, we meet people from the Warsaw ghetto uprisings. They do some people sent to Majdanek.
Right.
Then the people from Warsaw tell us, go away from here, if you can go away, because here are crematoriums. You have to go away from Majdanek.
Right.
And it was no food, no
Look,
clothes.
there was a roll call in the morning. Did they come?
Then you stand, you know, like in the camps, the weather is cold or hot, rain, you have to stand still, you stand in the rows, in the blocks, and still the number is correct.
They counted you and the number.
No, I mean the number from the blocks is correct.
The number of people in the
If
block.
somebody is missing, you can stay all day to wait
Understand.
for the. But in Majdanek mostly were the women. They look so everything was black, and the black hoods, black coats, and they scream. Oh, it was horrible. They look like crows, you know, black crows.
Yeah.
The food was, and after happened in Majdanek like a miracle. Why I get out?
As that you got out. How did you get out?
in Bialystok, after what we was on the big field, all thousands, Bialystok before the war was 60,000 Jews, maybe, and a lot come from the little towns. I left. I with my fiancé were from the first group for the start to select to the trains, because my fiancé saw that some of his friends going. Then he tell, I want to go together. Then we went together. He tell, I want to be with my friends. Yeah. Maybe that was a miracle. Yeah. Then we ran to this group. And why I went out from Majdanek. When we left the field in Bialystok, yes, and it came, some girls told me what survived. It came a German, and he wanted to take 150 girls to work. He looked for some blonde, tall, beautiful girls. And they told me he had like a stick, a special. He took them with his stick, pull them out with his stick, the beautiful girls. And this was 150 girls would have to go maybe for work in Blizhin. But it was so mixed up, all the 150 come later on a train to Majdanek too. It was so mixed up. Yeah. On this train were a nurse. And maybe she was wrong, she started the women to agitate. We going, everybody to go to guest, to the crematoriums. Yeah. I will give you a better date. I will cut you veins. Oh. And this nurse, and some girls volunteer. And she cut a lot of girls the veins. Some died. Some survived. Because when later they come to Majdanek, I saw some bandaged. Yeah. And when the German opened the train, you can imagine what was inside. After they took I don't know how many left from the 150, they mixed that out together. We were maybe in Majdanek nearly 2 weeks. It was an appeal. It was a beautiful day. And the German, what took the 150 girls, come to Majdanek to pick up his material. He came to pick up the 150 girls. And my luck was, all the time I was in Majdanek, maybe from what I went through and the food, I had all the diarrhea. Then it was appeal. I went to the toilet. The appeal, I stand in the first row. And the German, they come to pick up the girls. He tell, I need 50 dressmakers, 50 knitters, and I need 50 knitters, dressmakers, something what have to do for women work. The main case. He want 150 trades girls. Yes. On the appeal, were maybe not 150, maybe, and was maybe 2,000, 3,000 girls. Then the German, the women, if they give the order, who are dressmaker? Yeah. Everybody from the 2,000 is a dressmaker. Yeah. Who are a knitter? Everybody is a knitter. Yeah. Don't know what to do. After I ask who are some else, I don't know, maybe another job to do for women. Yeah. I remember three groups. Everybody don't know what to do. 1,000. Then they start to pick up. And that was going on from the morning till the night. And he got so many, they got mixed up. He sent 50. He's standing back, he sent them back, he started again. I remember it was 2 sisters, what I know from now, that one sister went out, And another sister screamed, "You go away, you leave me?" And what happened? The another one, what was first picked up, go back, this one was picked up. So going on all day. I was lucky. That was from the 150. I lift my hand, and all the time, my group, they don't dissolve. And that was going on till night time. And the German told, when we had the 150 women, listen, that's are not the girls what I pick all day in Bialystok on the field. That's not the same girls.
Yeah.
Then I was in the front, and the German, the SS told him, listen, I played the theater all day. Take and go. There's a theater, she told.
That's right.
And that's why
And where did you go?
I survived.
Yeah.
Because I went out from Majdanek, but I tell the truth, I am not from the 150.
I know, I understand. Yeah.
And you know what I heard later in Plaszow, because people mix, that in 3rd of November, 1943, all the camps, Lublin, Majdanek, what was, what I told you before, the two camps, Budin and Travniki, all the camps were liquidated. You know, that was the 3rd of November, 43, and after they left, you know, when they liquidate a camp, then they leave some people to clean up the camp. After they left, everybody want to survive. After they clean up the camp and they bring them to Auschwitz. That was the end from Majdanek.
Yeah. Where did they take you from?
They take us. No, they took 150 women and 1,000 men.
Yes.
And the men were with leather goods. That was craftsmen, tailors, knitters. That was 1,000 men. And they have to come to Blizhin too. Blizhin was a camp near Radomsk, Alżysko. And this man stand all day and wait to go on the tram, to take them to Blizhin. And when we went to the trains, to the cattle trains, I looked through the window, and one of my neighbors told me, "Oh, your fiancé was in the group to go to Blizhin because he was in leather goods." Then I was sure that we meet again. What happened for a miracle?
Yes.
This was we left. It was night. It was dark. A train, some train from Bialystok, it was night, come to Lublin. Maybe from Lublin they have to take, not from Majdanek. And that was people, doctors, professionals from the Jewish hospital, maybe some people would work a long time for the Germans. It's not from the group, but they need them another few weeks. And because it was nighttime, and these people were waiting to put on the train, then instead to take the 1,000 men, the craftsmen, then the people would come from Bialystok, from the native craftsmen, but they took out, they took sent these people. And they were left in Majdanek, the craftsmen. And when I come to to Blizhin, I was sure, but we sat all night on the ground, and everybody screamed the name, you know how it was, nobody answered. After the the Germans was in the charge of the workshop still. "Oh, what is centers? Nobody is a craftsman." What they can do? The Germans have good in the camps. They don't have to go to the front.
Yeah.
Then they leave them. After came a group from Russia, some, and that was Blizhin. But one of my cousins, he was in the late train. He was in the late train.
In the intellect, between the intellect.
Yeah, because he was working. He know German. Maybe he got a good position with the Germans. He know German. He finished, learned German high school. Maybe he got a good position in the ghetto. That he was from the late. He came to Blizhin, but he died. Even he was very intelligent. He died in Israel in '82. But in Haifa, he ended up with heart trouble. He was young.
Yeah. What is interesting, they took you to Blizhin. What work did you do there?
I went out from Majdanek like a dressmaker.
Yes.
But I didn't went to work as dressmaker.
Yes.
Because in ghetto I was working by the uniform.
Yeah.
I choose to work by the leather goods.
How could you do it?
I do it because I was thinking, maybe when I work by leather goods, and my fiancé is by leather goods, then we meet again. And when we'll come another, and go in another place to work. That was, I was right this, because from Blizhin they took us to Plaszow, and they took us the leather goods, but I don't meet them. And then I was thinking that we meet again. I will be in the leather goods. What I do the leather goods? We repair the rucksacks for the German army, you know?
Yeah.
We're sitting on special chairs. You know, our soldier need a rucksack. That was my job.
How long did you stay in Blizhin?
In Blizhin, it must be maybe from the end of August, 43, till May 44. Till May 44.
That's a long time.
In one camp, we had the winter.
Yes,
the
exactly.
legs become small.
Could you tell about the conditions?
It was lucky for me too in Blizhin.
Yes.
Because Blizhin was a very hungry. It was maybe 5,000-6,000 people. Mostly people from Radom, from Piotrków, from this part of Poland, you know. And it was my luck. When it comes springtime, we all have the typhus.
Oh, typhus.
We had the Schwierzby, I mean the Schwierzby, the sauce, because no soap, no water.
Yeah.
We wash in bowls, you know.
Could I ask you, what kind of a barracks did you live in?
But,
What kind of a barracks?
but I tell you, but I want to finish why it was like the
Oh yeah,
regime.
but it was like, yeah.
Because in springtime, everybody got the typhus.
Yes.
After it was, I got first, but after was all the block was the typhus. And in Blizhin was no food, but you can get a bit of water, yes?
Yes.
And when I had the typhus in Bergen-Belsen, I wouldn't survive. Because I had a typhus in Blizhin that I went through. But in Bergen-Belsen you get the typhus.
Yeah.
Like Anna Frank died from typhus. Yes, blocks, you know the blocks? There was like for animals. I was in block two, no, only for women.
There were only women, and there were bunks in the block?
Yes, you sleep in the bunks 10 together. When one have to turn, the night have to turn. And when I come to Blizhin, I understood that a bunk on the top is better than that, because when you climb on the top, the shoe that you wear is full of sand. Then the girls downstairs have the sand. They're screaming that you have to be very quick. And I noticed in one place is an empty place, but nobody catch it. Why nobody catch? Because it was 3 girls, and they were from a Bialystok, a family, you know, like like here, would have a bad name. In every city have, like, we call Bialystok Chanaikes. In Lodz they call this Balut.
Yeah.
And these girls, the 3 girls, come from this part of the city. And everybody frightened to sleep with them.
Yeah.
And then I think, listen, I can go on
Anywhere.
with everybody, and I don't have to make with them big business.
Yeah.
And I went, because nobody wanted to sleep to them.
Yeah.
I never fight with them. But once happened to me that the cousin, what I tell you, what he survived, he got the typhus. He give me, I don't know, the men some make business, you know, they manage to survive. He got the typhus. Then he give me, I don't know when it was marks, and he told me to buy him a few apples because he had the typhus. No, because some men.
How can you buy apples in the
It was like this in Beijing. Some men, the men went to work on the road.
Yes.
I don't know what I
Outside
never
the
asked
camp.
them. The German guard took them on the road to work. I don't know, maybe they make some, they repair, what they do on the
They
road.
work
Maybe they
outside the
build
camp.
something.
Yeah.
I never asked. And
Outside the camp.
outside the camp, they went all day. And maybe, I don't know, I don't was there. The German look away, or maybe they make some, the Germans talk, maybe some very good Germans.
Yeah.
And these men brought in, they took from the girls, for those who work in the magazine, you can give them shirts, you
Yes,
can
gloves.
give them
Dress and gloves.
a piece of material, or then when you give them, maybe the Polish people would live around, come to make business with them, maybe the German look away, that's, I understand like this. And they brought in in the camp, this man,
Food.
some ointment, some food,
Ointment.
some apples, they brought in. Maybe when the cage was bad luck. My cousin told me, I come to visit him in the hospital, buy me, give me a few dollars, buy me some apples. I wake up in the morning, no money.
Somebody stole it.
I couldn't say, I didn't tell the girls what to sleep, maybe, I don't know what job, they sleep near me. I start to scream and start to cry, no money. What I can do is, if typhus, he give me a few dollars, I mean marks, no money. When I come, you see, everything is luck in the camp. When I come back to my job in the Rimerei, what you call them, how you say in English a sattler.
Yeah.
When I come back to the sattlery, to me come over, was 2 friends, he told me, one, you going to the, maybe I told them, you going to your cousin to give him some apple. Have 2 apples and give the apples for my friend.
Oh, I see.
I didn't tell him the story what happened with my money. Then I took one from these 2 apples. You know, apples.
Yeah.
That was like nail to go on the tire.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then I took one
Biggest
apple.
luxury.
You know what I do? I give 1 apple to my cousin and 1 apple to their friend. After they told me, why you don't give the... Then I told what happened, but they didn't
object.
They didn't complain. That's the luck for my cousin.
Yeah.
That's where you can survive.
Can I ask you a few questions? Was there a Krankenstube?
It was yes. That was when I had the typhus the first time I was in the hospital. They don't give you medicine. It was like when we stayed winter time. No, we had the Schwerspar, you say.
A rash.
Not a rash, it was sauce, not a rash.
Oh, I see.
Kretz. That was kretz.
Sauce. Yes.
What is sauce?
Sauce, yeah.
From the Schwerspar, because when we come to Beijing, was no showers. and the people come like to a working camp, they bring bowls, and we wash in the bowls, you know, a chisel.
Oh, yeah.
Bowls, you say.
Yeah.
And everybody the same bowl, because was no showers, no soap. Then the first day I come to the camp, I just catch this. And then you have to have some ointment. Then it was a Krankenstube. I come, you have to stand in a queue, and they give you like a tip of a spoon, a little bit. And it was horrible. And what was more, I was standing in the winter time on the appeals, no warm clothes. My legs become swollen. Maybe they become from the frostbites. Then I go again to the Krankenstube. I want something on my swollen legs. You know what they give me? And in the Krankenstube? I didn't know, because we in Poland, now I understand. In this time I didn't understand what it is. In Poland before the war, we didn't have toilet paper.
I see.
We held maybe with the newspapers.
Yeah.
And when I met the Germans, this was 1943, they have toilet paper, and they give me a piece. The toilet paper, and I was thinking that is paper bandage. I didn't know what it was, but it doesn't help. And what happened with my rash? It became so bad all over my body. No medicine. That the man was working outside. They made contact with the Polish people, and they have an ointment what called sharky, you know, sharky. Sharky is so strong, I think sharky was a match on the top. And they bring in jars of the sharky. But how I can, what I can pay, I'm not was working in the kitchen, I not was working in magazines. Once, you know what life is, we were standing in a row to get, after the shower, dressed. I noticed that a night jacket, you know, in Poland was the flannel, is lying. Then I think, that will be good. That will be good to organize for the sharky. I put this, because I was put the dress on my chest. When I went, that's luck. In camp is only good luck and good health, because you have to be strong. When I walk away from the table, the woman would give the Kropova, a piece is missing. Some, maybe it was a piece is missing. I go away like nothing. Maybe she started to look for the other girls, but I give this. I give this the jacket to a man. He brought me a jar of sharky, and every night I put on my body. And you know a snow. Like a snow falling, all my body went so peeling.
Started to peel.
That's the sharky, eat up the germs. I couldn't I still have sun marks. And that's why I survived.
Did you have any doctors or nurses?
Oh, who got the doctors? I never.
Who worked in the Krankenhaus?
The Krankenstube. In the camps, you don't have to tell you're sick. If you tell you're sick, then you are a candidate for that. We were working daytime and nighttime in the artillery. And when it was the typhus, it was one German, was a very bad one, maybe it was like a hooligan, a murder. And he looked only as somebody, first I call me now Fiara. How you say in English? Fiara.
Yeah, I will come in a minute. We'll come.
You don't hear
No, not
in
immediately.
Yiddish you say a korben.
I understand it, but I can't translate it.
In English, a martyr.
Exactly, perfect.
A korben's a martyr.
It's not exactly, but very close.
He look for somebody always to train his whip.
Yes.
He come, you tell what a doctor. When you are sick, even are you sick, you have to go to work. Because when you're not good, you go to, in Blizzard, not well.
Actually, exactly. You said before that you can't become sick in a camp. Because of what?
You can become sick because when you're sick, you are candidate to crematorium.
So how they send you to crematorium straight?
No, in Blizzard not have a crematorium, but
So
they
what
can
did
say.
they do?
But a lot of people died. All the men died because on the typhus.
Yeah.
The men died like flies.
Yeah.
Even some men, I don't know, when they give a bit of soup and a piece of bread, and when they were smokers. They can like to smoke. When somebody have a cigarette, they give away.
Food first.
They give away the bit of soup for a cigarette, and they die. The men were, must be a big place where they put all the Jewish people in Blizzard. A lot, 1,000 dies. Yes, you ask me about the doctors. Then the German would look for his Korben, you say, like somebody to with his whip.
Yes.
We work at night time. He come in, and he look, we working. It was a Jewish man, a young man from Bialystok. He come over to him, maybe he had temperature, typhus. Why not working? He was sitting next to him. I'm sick. You're sick? You want to make a revolt here. You not want to work, you want to make a revolt. This
Operating.
a revolt. Then he started so to beat him with his whip. He died.
Where would they send the sick people?
Baby?
Would they send people to Auschwitz, or where would they send the sick
No,
people?
we stayed till my group
Yes.
went in May to Plaszow.
I see.
Like the tradesmen from the leather goods, all the group.
Yeah. This was,
Bootmakers, the steppers, you know what you mean?
Yes.
They send this group to Plaszow. The rest, I don't know how many was, the rest stay in Blizzard, the rest of the people.
Yes.
And from there, later, they sent all the camp to Auschwitz.
the whole camp by train.
No, when it was, that must be in the end of 44,
I see.
later, because in May
Yes.
we went to Plaszow, and they told me
You went
that
to
it was a good. They told me I didn't went the Lagerführer.
Yes.
He was a good man. He tried to recommend the people to Auschwitz to look after them. They don't tell bad from the Lagerführer.
Could you tell us about the organization of the camp? You got a Lagerführer. Did you have a Jewish
You got kapos.
kapos?
That's the
Exactly.
Jewish. You got Ablakova, they was in charge
yes.
on the block. You got Stubovas,
Again, a minor official in the block
look
for tidiness.
but look to clean up the block. And you got the Germans, but I think the kapos do mostly the job to look. Some
Who
kapos
the
were very
kapos?
bad.
Who were the kapos?
The kapos were Jewish men,
Yes.
and maybe Jewish women, and maybe, I don't know if the Germans pick them themselves or they volunteer.
Yes.
But some couples can be worse than
The Germans.
the Jewish.
Did they have better?
They want to show off, they do a good job, some couples. Listen, I was not fast with work. I managed to get a soup because, winter the camps was so much high with
The
snow.
Yes.
Then I clean up, took maybe a shovel,
Yes.
clean up the snow,
Yes.
I can clean up around the block. People make their business, you know, when they have to go to toilet. And I got a soup.
And you got an extra soup.
It's a job. After my lager sister, we meet, she lives in Miami Beach. She told me, you remember what you told me? In Auschwitz? Then I told, what I told you, because one from the Białystok was a Stubova, she came before us with another transport. She was older. Then through her protection, we can clean up in her block. And she gave us a bit of
camp?
This was in Auschwitz.
No.
She was give us a bit of soup. And maybe my lager sister, she was not happy to do the job. Then I told you, I don't remember. Mina, don't complain. 100 girls will want our job.
You volunteer to do the job, yeah.
And that's why you can survive.
Do you remember what happened in the morning? You had to get up, stand for an appel roll call, which was very difficult. You told us it was very cold. You had shoes already, yeah?
I have so bad luck with shoes. That's why I have near so many shoes.
Right.
When I get some shoes, the good shoes they send to German, for the German people.
Yes.
They left in magazines, not in pair, one bigger, one smaller. Mm-hmm. They left these shoes. One in Blijin, we were sitting on the chairs in the Saturday, come in the German. It was a civil German, not in, maybe he was like a Schindler. We worked maybe for him. He was wearing a hat. And he was in civil clothes. And he came to look, I don't know, maybe that was his business, this Saturday. Yes. We call him Kapelichnik, because I always wear a hat. I don't know what he noticed on me. He came over to me, he told, what do you want? No, not all. He told me, you not want to work. I don't want to work. I don't want to work. We can't do it. Yeah. I not. Then I told him, Arbeit macht das Leben süß, feuert stark die Glieder. I answer him like this. Then he asked him, what do you want? He asked him what I like. Then I tell him, listen, the soup is water, no bread. Look my feet, I have no pair of shoes. I have no shoes. I have above, I think it was winter. All right. Then he gave me a note to go to the magazine to get a pair of shoes. I go to the magazine. Can you imagine when I have no shoes? Always I have to look for a kalosh because when come the water, the girls would give me the shoes. Would wear. One was a smaller. It was the same color. One was a small and one was a big one. I never have luck to get a pair of shoes. What I can do, then what I manage, then the schmatters was outside in the magazines, you know, what is. So, one, I stand the couples, I go in, listen, I want to find a pair of a kalosh.
Yeah, rubbers.
Yeah. Then he told, no, it's not allowed. Then, you know, you find a way. Then always I have to look for a kalosh to put on my shoes. I got the shoes was very important.
Why the shoes were so important?
Because you have to walk in the rain. The girl what was in charge of the magazine, she's from Radom. She lives in Melbourne. She came to Melbourne too. She survived. And I make like a joke, I'm not a person, but I will complain, that I tell you, I told you, you remember? You give me one shoe bigger, one small. She got so frightened. I don't know, I don't remember. I will not make trouble.
Could I ask you, why couldn't she select a pair of shoes which will fit you?
No, you think that is a question. You got on, you go in, you want a pair of shoes. She didn't ask you the size. She did not give you?
But why?
I don't know. I told you the good shoes went to Germany
Even
for
the
the
bad
German
ones, yeah,
people
but-
to wear. And the seconds were not fit, not in pairs, not in color they give. Then she give me what
Whatever
she
came
thinks
first.
on your head. You think like there you go, you size.
What was else? Shoes were important. What else was important?
Everything was important.
Food?
I tell you, it was important to have a scarf on your head when it's winter time. You stay in the uphill, yes?
Yes,
Where you can get
a scarf.
a piece
What
on your
do you-
head. You know, you put. Once we stand in the roads, you know, we stand like to go in the block to go. I heard that one girl tell to another, you know, I come to the magazine and I ask for a piece of material. She told me to come the afternoon. Then I went.
You went instead of her.
Maybe she get two.
Too, but she knew that you have to come in the afternoon to be able to get her.
She told for the girlfriend. I heard. I went.
Yeah.
To like now to buy a flat cheap about
I could.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why you manage.
Yeah. What was your relationship with the other girls who were working?
Oh, you know, in bad times you keep very close. The best friend, because I meet my friend in Israel, who lives in Haifa, but survived. When we meet, it got family. He told me, you know what we went through. We are more close than family. He told me like this. We are number one, more closer than your own family. He told like this, you know.
Right.
In bad times, you help each other.
You help one another.
You eat from the same. If you get a bit of soup,
Yeah,
you share
from the same dish.
from the same soup. I learned to eat very quick, because when we have one bowl and 10 people have the same spoon in the same bowl, because we share, then they have to eat quick. Because another girl will eat up, but we will share everything.
When did you get your food? In the morning or?
We get, you know, when you were in the kitchen, they take like for pigs, the big wooden kochel, I say,
Drum?
containers was from wood.
Yes.
You know, they take out the kochel, the
Yes.
big container, you know, with two
Put in the
handles.
soup.
But
Put in the soup.
put in the soup or the coffee.
Or
Coffee was Chicoya was coffee, and they
is
put
one.
the soup, and we have a bowl.
Yes.
And you have to organize a bowl and a spoon,
Weren't you
and
given a-
they measure you. The kitchen people,
Yeah, they put it into
they
your
put
bowl.
you. But when in the soup they put potatoes, or they put some barley, some that always go on the bottom. And when you not have protection, they come the mother, the girlfriend, the children, they mix, and you got only the water.
Yeah.
And the bread, you have to be very careful. I don't know, we got a slice of bread.
What?
And when you go to, once I went to the kitchen to peel potatoes. Then you take a little container, you know, something, and you put a few potatoes, what you peel, and you put some on the top they can recognize. And when they notice,
You got proper beating.
they take away from you.
Took away.
You can.
How could you bake? What were they heating?
No, it's because maybe in the blocks where ovens, winter time, you can put the potato.
So you could.
But once you were lucky, or your soup were a few potatoes, you fell in, you need some luck. Then I remember when you take from the kitchen, from the roll, and you go to your block to eat on your knees.
On your knees, why
And
do you walk on?
when the girls, the people around me, so I got a bit of thicker soup. Jakie masz szczęście.
How lucky you are. Yeah.
You don't win now the Tetzlot, or you not go so excited, like a potato in your soup. You see it?
How many times a day did you get the soup?
I think maybe once, no? Only once and a piece of bread.
I was getting twice, lunchtime and in the evening.
No, I don't. But you see, you manage. You got maybe somebody if, in the kitchen work, somebody, or you get I don't have to tell you, some relatives that give them, you know, they make the business with the men. Once, my cousin, he got some people that know work in the kitchen, they give him away all the container with the food.
As empty container.
Then he called me and we scrap.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's left, you
A
scrap.
little bit, yeah.
But I tell you what, with the food, what was in Auschwitz, the girls from the kitchen, two girls, they carried the containers. It was different in the blocks.
Yeah, but they were from metal in Auschwitz, weren't they?
No, that was from wood.
For wood,
nails, metal. You know, like for pigs, you put the big kochels. And in Auschwitz, what was. And they carried this to the blocks, you know, to give the food. And some girls they must be very good sports girls. They saw that somebody carry a kochel. They have a special cup.
And they will dip it.
They give I call this a skok. You know, I call a skok.
Yeah.
They give a jump.
Catch a bit of soup and run away.
They catch a cup of soup. Listen, that was
Very risky.
that was all risky. When they call them, they can send them to crematorium. I never do this.
Yeah, but
Never, because that's not in my nature, because I always think I take away somebody else's food.
what
But people, when alive of that,
thoughts keep you alive?
but
What thoughts? Did you think about your family?
no, we want to finish by the food. I want to tell you what I've done in Auschwitz.
Okay.
Once in Auschwitz, this is Birkenau,
Yeah.
I went to look for somebody in Auschwitz. I want to, you know, from the family to
Yeah.
look. You have no permission. When you're in Birkenau, you wake up or what? You have to be outside to support yourself under the walls from the camps. You shouldn't
can't
be
stay in the
you
barrack.
shouldn't stay in block till you go to sleep.
Yeah.
And somebody told me in that block have to be somebody, I don't know what. I went to the block. Only go into the block you can remember when it's not alone. My God, I see a bowl of soup. On one where you sleep, you know, on the bridges, on the banks. Maybe I have a spoon.
Yeah.
I didn't think anything. I go to the bank, I eat up the soup.
Mm-hmm. And
That must be a Blokova.
or
Somebody from a sister that works in the kitchen. I eat up the soup. And I went out. Nothing happened to me. Can you imagine? I do two wrong things. First of all, I went in, it's not allowed, and eat up a soup. When the Blokova see me, I wouldn't get out from the block alive. That was the luck. No, I didn't understand. No, that was in 94. This is 1944. After so many years, how I can do a thing like that and not thinking what can happen.
You were hungry.
Huh?
You were hungry. You were very hungry.
When I do something like this.
Then people do things like that.
You know, my mother used to say before, with hungry people, never have conversations. In Poland.
Yeah.
And she tell, the worst death is from hunger. My mother, maybe people tell this from the First World War. You see?
Yes.
You need a bit of luck, and you have to be strong. But I managed. Nobody helped me. You have to survive. You see, I clean the toilets. I make it.
Can you describe the toilets? What did they look like?
The toilet
That was where
in Auschwitz, I remember.
Auschwitz, yeah.
In Auschwitz, it was a blocks and a big, like a bank to sit, and holes.
Holes cut out in it.
Cut out holes.
And how many people simultaneously could? How many holes?
I told you what my lager sister told me.
Yes.
I don't remember a lot of things. When I see her in 1993, after so many years. We were 11 girls, but everybody have a partner. You remember what you told? She told me, what lives in Miami. You told, no esi, no kaki.
I understand.
I told like this, I don't remember. She told me.
Could be. Yeah.
Maybe we don't get a lot of the toilet.
We had to. Irrespective how little you eat, from time to time you have to visit the
yes,
toilet.
but I told like this, she told me.
Yeah.
But not much, maybe.
Okay, they're still in Belize.
And I want to tell you that,
Some more? Good.
that in Auschwitz, men come, Jewish men, come to do the jobs from the men's block.
Yes.
Maybe they have to plumbers to do repair. They come in the ladies. When they come, they always mix with the women. And you don't have to be from the same city. You don't know the person, but if you're in the same area, or you look maybe like his wife, or you look like his girlfriend, just clicked. And one man he came over, and these men would come to repairs. They didn't eat. They get food, but they don't eat because they was longer in the camp, and they eat. Maybe they manage, and they eat. They were eating from a different kitchen, and they try to give away their portion for our girls.
Yes.
I remember, I know one of the men. He brought me shirts. They brought something to help. And he told me, when he will be at work, come over, I give you the soup.
Stop. We'll have to put new types. So, let us continue.
You want... what I tell about Auschwitz?
Yes. No, before Auschwitz you went to Plaszow.
Yes, no, but I want what's going on with
You can
Auschwitz to finish. Because we talk about Auschwitz,
good.
about the soup, but the soup, what I risk my life, but a bit of soup.
For a plate of soup.
What I want, about Auschwitz. In Auschwitz, very often, some from other camps, it come order to send people to work in different factories or to Germany. But the survivors, it was our opinion not to go, because they have in the practice, the older survivors, that you can fall in a camp, in some work, what is very bad conditions. You become worn out. You become like what they call like a Muslim, and after, when you not can work anymore, then they send you back to Auschwitz, to crematorium. And that's why a lot of girls tell, let we hide, because we will not survive. But you never know. Sometimes you can make better, can be a more human camp. And what is about Auschwitz, I remember the big chimneys. At nighttime you see the fire and the smell. And there was so much smoke.
From the chimney.
That the smoke covered the sun. It's like this. And I remember from Auschwitz in 1944, this must be in September. September. It was like here, autumn. We sit on the banks, and there was explosion. And we sitting like nothing. What will be, will be. We become so desperate, nothing was going on. You don't think about the future, but nothing. And we were thinking maybe aeroplane coming. But that was not aeroplane. That some people what was working crematorium, they collected me some ammunition and they blow up the crematorium. You know they blow up a crematorium in Auschwitz. And that was the explosion.
Right.
Because they want to save some people.
They tried to run away. What else do you remember from this particular day? You were in the barracks?
When from that day?
Yeah, on this particular day.
When was the explosions?
Yeah, because...
We were in the barracks in Birkenau.
Yes.
You know, we see nothing. Sitting on the sitting on the banks. That was our home.
Who told you later what was it?
We know that you hear.
In the camp?
You hear that's happened in Auschwitz, the crematorium. Because I remember when they take us to the baths,
Yes.
From Birkenau we walk to Auschwitz.
Right.
Then we passed by fences.
Yes.
And you were in Auschwitz?
No.
No. And on the fences
Electric
was
fences.
the fences, the wires,
Wire fence, right?
not to see what going on inside, was like sex. You know, sex.
Yeah,
This time was the
material.
plastic.
Yeah.
And the sex covered the fence with the holes.
So you couldn't
And
see.
they say that's are the crematoriums. Because when we were, some of the men come to visit, one from our group recognized a cousin. He was looking so good and dressed so nice. He was working the crematoriums. Oh, a cousin, they had, you know, and he want to give you some to dress or shoes. Then she told him, oh, it's not my size. Then he promised her, I come another time to the women's block and I bring you some clothes. And he never come anymore. That he was working in the crematorium. He looked well.
Yes. When you were in Auschwitz...
You cover, I'm sorry, you cover your mouth?
Sorry. Good. What kind of a work did you do in Auschwitz?
Mostly clean up
That was in
the toilet around the block, then we get a bit of soup. Yes, it was a good job.
Did you go out from Auschwitz outside the camp to do any work?
No,
outside?
no.
You didn't. How long did you stay in Auschwitz?
We came in Auschwitz from Wieliczka. We came, it was summertime, and I remember when we left Auschwitz must be cold, because I think somebody from the men gave me a jacket to put on. That was maybe October, November, November, maybe. It was cold.
Look, maybe we can go back to Plaszow now, and we'll come back to Auschwitz once more. So, what happens in Plaszow when they brought you to Plaszow?
We come to Plaszow in May 44
Yes.
because they need the leather workers.
Yes.
Plaszow was a very big camp,
Yes.
maybe 50,000. That is what's described in Schindler's List.
Yes.
Plaszow was made on the cemetery, in the Jewish cemetery. You know about this. But when you walk in Plaszow, maybe the standing, what do you tell the Matzevers?
Tombstones.
The tombstones, the standing one,
Yes.
they took away. But some was lying,
On
they
the
left.
road.
Then we walk on this. I remember the right hand was like a place maybe to pray. It was a very big camp, very good, very lice. Horrible with lice.
Very
Lice.
Lies.
But they were organized. It was the Jews from Plaszow were most from Krakow.
Yes.
And they were very intelligent people. And they have a lot maybe go out the ghetto, maybe they were in office. And I think they didn't eat much the soup there. Maybe they cooked themselves, or I don't know, was going on something. And when we come from Blizhin, we were also exhausted from the sores and from the typhus, and so hungry. Then they start to bring us from the kitchen soup.
Who were they?
Or from the kitchen in Plaszow. Then
The stuff from the kitchen
yeah, they were
themselves.
so hungry. Come maybe, I don't know, 500-600 people. All day they carrying the containers with soup. They couldn't got enough.
Yes.
So hungry from this camp.
Yeah.
And they tell, behave, you will get soup. And we were working there, the same thing. And when we come, it was selections. You know, selections?
Yeah.
They choose. And some men from the typhus, from the sores, young men, they look so like Muslims. I remember one from Jalsa was a beautiful, nice-looking boy, but he was after the sick. They take him, was maybe a crematorium too there. They take away a lot of men. In Plaszow we wear the stripes.
You got striped uniforms.
Yes,
in Plaszow.
it's stripes, yes, in Plaszow, in Auschwitz. And what they have done, they shave, for the men,
Yeah.
they shave the head.
Lausenstrasse.
What do you call it?
Lausenstrasse.
And then I think they shave this when somebody want to run away. They look so like a veil.
Yeah.
And once come a commission from the Red Cross. Maybe it was a big camp, maybe 50,000. And they make so clean, and they give everybody bread, maybe onion, and maybe they have to cover up. It's not in my workroom. Cover up some that look nice, clean. Maybe the one room they take, and that was the finish. But they give a bread. I couldn't eat up all the bread. It was they give a bread. But the Red Cross come to visit, but they show the nice things.
Yes. But this time you had striped uniform.
In Plaszow, striped uniform.
What kind of underwear? Did you have underwear?
I don't remember not to wear underwear. Sometimes I think if you have underpants, I don't remember.
Did they allow you to have bags and private possessions?
But,
Did you have any private possessions, like your
private
spoon, your...
When they take us from Blizhin to Plaszow,
Yes,
they make appeal.
yes,
This block have to stand up.
Yes.
Then what I have where I sleep, I have a pillowcase.
Yes.
And there I have maybe, I don't know, I always can collect,
Things,
like
yes.
a holder.
Yeah.
When somebody can't need a button, they come to me. I always find something, like
Yeah.
with the Kaloshin, you see,
Yeah.
always. And in this place, what I have, maybe a noodle or a piece of rags or wood, and I had the photo from my fiancé there.
yeah,
And when they don't tell, children, go take your things. You go in the appeal, they count you
and take you away.
and take you away, but they tell, go take your rubbish.
didn't
You
have-
got nothing.
You didn't have nothing with you.
What do you have to take? I have no jewelry, I have nothing to hide. You know, in Auschwitz once, I went to the toilet and I find a roll, a little roll.
Roll, yes.
I never was in my life even there. I'm not after money. I'm not because I'm a bit a frightened type, not a risker. You see, I frightened type. And maybe some woman went to the toilet. He had a roll, maybe it was dollars there, wood, and she lost it. And I find this. I even not open up what was there. It was very like nerve they put inside, like for the period the woman.
Oh,
It was
I
rolled
see.
up.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
keep inside. And when we left Auschwitz to go to Münchhausen, and another girl stand on the roll in the like a collab. I took the roll. I took the roll, and I pushed this one girl. I didn't go with this. I frightened.
You couldn't hide.
Because you see, maybe this woman, what I don't know, woman or girl, keep this all the time, and she went to the toilet and she lost. And when the German find this, she can killed.
Yeah.
I know the risk. I give over. Maybe somebody take the risk because yes. You know, one thing what was in Plaszow, that we was not so hungry.
What work did you do?
I did later, the same way.
Inside the camp?
Because
there was a factory?
Plaszow go to bleaching in Tel for
some more workers.
Specialists for this one.
Where was the factory? In the
we have the block.
Or the workshop?
Workshop we went
inside the camp?
Inside the camp. We don't mix Schindler's people was different. They have a corner and Schindler have his Jews with his factory. They didn't mix.
Yeah.
Because once I tell to Mr. Rosner, you know,
Yes.
I remember even the melody, I don't know who wrote this, but Plaszow, they call this tango
Yes.
tears. You hear the singing?
Yes.
Who sing for you?
He played, actually, Rosner.
No.
Not this one?
He plays in Polish. He played Ostatnia Niedziela, not this. Then once in Kadima, I show for Rosner, you were in Krakow. He didn't tell me, didn't miss me on the people. I didn't know. I know about Schindler when I saw Schindler's List. I showed him the song.
Yeah.
Then that is important. Schindler said, I don't know. I asked my wife.
Yes.
You don't know about the song.
Rosner said it's not
don't know about the
important.
song. Because they didn't miss me, the ordinary people. They have a building.
Yes.
And it was a big camp, and he looked after his Jews, what he employed for them. And the camp was maybe 50,000 people.
Right.
After, from Plaszow, that was maybe summertime still, June, no, I come in May, must be August, they took us to Wieliczka. Wieliczka is very close to Krakow. They told Wieliczka, the salt mines.
Yeah, I know. A big transport?
They took, I don't know if they took only us or more, there was enough. Why was Wieliczka? The German have a plan that Wieliczka in the shafts, they will make a factory to build aeroplanes.
Yeah.
They make project. In this time was our luck. The Germans don't go to the front.
So they
they write letters. They build aeroplanes. They build this. What I saw done in Wieliczka in the mines, we got then the Polish people were there. I saw in one place was tables, standing tables, maybe benches. Because a camp was before us. But I didn't see, I don't remember machinery. What was our job, girls? We standing on one, like here, level. We clean the stones. Because in a mine is always stones. We clean the stones and put this maybe after they took us away outside, and we prepare this level that will come, that will be a factory from
the floor
airplanes.
will be
Never was finished. But there we meet some people in Wieliczka what were from which camp? From Proniatów In
Poniatov.
Budzin,
Yes.
some Jewish people that was in the Polish army before, from Lublin, they take them to Budzin and Poniatov. And from Poniatov, they send them to Wieliczka. And somewhere Białystok would work in the kitchen. And they look after us. But from the Budzin, people who survive, I meet in Israel, is a special story. They survive from Budzin.
Yes.
Budzin have to go together with Lublin Majdanek. You heard it? Budzin.
Yeah, you mentioned before, yeah.
Yeah. When they liquidated in 43, when they liquidated Majdanek, they come to take the Jews, I don't know many from Budzin.
Right.
That man was living in Ashkelon.
Yeah.
He told me, he was from Budzin. And he remember, it came, that was everything maybe in November, October 43, it came from Germany, an order, take all the Jews, like to Auschwitz.
Yeah.
And the people were on their banks, and he told the men, the Lagerführer, he had very high friends in the government.
Oh. Shmuel?
You can't.
No, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
That's all right.
Good, I will see you in a few minutes.
That German, the Lagerführer, maybe had a high society in Germany, like protection. Then he was very sure of himself. Then he told, I'm not giving my Jews.
Really?
He told, and this man, the friend of mine, he told all night they heard in the barracks was going on the shooting and the screaming. They heard, and don't give us the Jews from Budzin.
Really?
That's a German.
That's important. That's very, very important.
But he was sure because he have a good back in the government from he not frightened.
Yeah.
Because he have a good back in Berlin.
Yeah.
Another one they tell, I don't want to do the Jews, but this is an order. But he saved the Jews from Budzin. And after the Jews which he saved, I meet in Israel and some were here, and I don't know how many. That was the story. Nobody tell you the story from Budzin.
No, nobody.
That was a good German.
Yeah.
And when we talk about good Germans, that everything in order, now talk about good Germans, then I want to tell you when I was, I don't know if I told you, I don't remember, when I was in the ghetto, and have to get a job, and was the Luftwaffe, the standing from 1941 to 42. I was working for them. I learned from them in the Schneiderstube and some cleaning, and some from the Germans give me the Arbeitszahlmeister, and he was an inspector. He was very nice to me. When he went for his meals, he brought me a piece of the Reisenbread. But when one from the Germans, they were on top, he gave me a piece of bread. He told me, don't tell him. And then another give me a piece of bread. Told me, don't tell him. But they give me a good job. When I lost one, they look for me for another job. They give my fiancé a job, a leather goods, what he couldn't get it on the list because it was a big protection. Everybody take from the office, his brother, his sister. There's one German went himself, not with the Arbeitsamt, and introduced my fiancé to get a job, special to go by himself. And nobody knows what kind of German it is. Always when he met me, he was something like aristocrat. He told me, no, your fiancé is working. Is he happy? He asked me. You know what, I went to his home, where I live. He was in charge of this group for the Germans, what I do the The repairs helping. You have to tell about a good German too, no?
Yeah.
He was maybe in his 40s. I tell, I have a fiancé, couldn't get a job. He was a good craftsman, but they don't want to put him on the list. You know, everybody wants his brother or sister.
Yes.
Then I told to him, I want to speak to you. Then he told, this time come. You know, where Jewish doctors lives, then the German live in the house from the doctor. I come in, he played the piano. He looked like so, you know, like the Germans with the white gloves and the black stiebler. And I told him I was a favor. My fiancé is a very good tradesman. He couldn't get a job because I didn't say some bad on the Jewish, but this was life. He couldn't get a job in this factory. The factory was called Miller. They make all the leather goods for the German. What you want? From all the bags till coats.
Yeah.
And you need a protection from a good man, from a high society.
Yeah.
Please, go to the factory, buy something.
And
I tell him what to do. And you go in the office and tell you have a good craftsman and you recommend him. He went.
and he said,
He went, recommend him, and they promise him, say we'll put him on the list when necessary. Maybe 500 people worked there. He was like a foreman, my fiancé. When he come ask me, because always he come to the Schneiderstube, he give me a glove to repair, give me this to repair, the officer. He ask me, are you fiancé working? He tell, no, they didn't, it's not on the list. Then he tell, no justice, keine Gerechtigkeit, they promised me. You know what he done? He didn't went back in the office in the Miller's Fab. He went to the Arbeitsamt and he himself give him a shine. He made the shine. You know, and after when he come over, are you fans happy? No. Yeah, thank you very much. He said, always ask me like this. You know, I want to tell you, in normal time, when you have even our relatives will not do what he done. Huh?
yeah, thanks. We'll stop for a minute. Good, Esther? Could you stop now? Good.
Good.
Okay.
Thanks. Let us continue. You were talking about
I tell the truth. I appreciate what I meet in the ghetto, some good Germans, would help me with good jobs, help my fiance, because my fiance and my father my father was not so young. If you not have in a factory a professional job, you have to do the hard job outside. Yes. And then I can helping my fiancé, and they give my father an easy job too, because they have a very hard job outside, maybe clean the streets or carry stones. That I am thankful for them. But the same German would help me, my fiancé. The factory was in Bialystok, not in the ghetto, in the city, and the name from the factory was Miller's factory. He got a name for it. But I was working by the German uniform was Stefan's factory. You know, that's the German come to make business in the ghettos.
What do you mean? Could you tell?
Like Schindler's List. That was everything business when they employed the Jewish people. Yes. Like the leather goods, like I was working in the ghetto to make for the German the uniforms. That's come a private German and make a business.
What kind of a business?
And they pay you a little, maybe a ration, some bread,
so
some
you
food.
worked for him individually. He wanted you to do something for him. While you were working for the factory, to do something in particular for him? What do you call business?
No, it was, we don't got paid for this. Maybe, I don't know how it was arranged.
What special did you do for him?
For the,
You said they came for business. What was the business?
when they work like in leather goods.
Yes.
They make everything what is necessary, like for a saddler.
Yes.
They make coats, they make bags, everything what the leather goods.
Yes.
That's go to Germany, and you help
Yes.
the German industry because
Yes.
Everybody was in the army.
Yes.
When we work in the ghetto, we make the German uniforms.
Oh, yeah. But there was no private business involved.
No,
No,
the
but-
boss was like a Schindler. Take example.
I understand.
Schindler was a private man.
Yeah, I understand.
In the Bialystok ghetto, the uniforms was Stefan. His name
No,
is
no.
German Stefan.
This-
That was
The
Miller.
thing which I actually wanted to know, if your factory sent everything what is produced to Germany, or it also satisfies the needs of some local Nazis.
Maybe that's not.
But
I
you
don't
don't know
how to
anything
manage.
about it.
But it was good for to get a shine in the ghetto and to get out from the ghetto, not to jump over the fences on the lives. It was a word. It was very lucky.
Important.
When I go out in the ghetto, a German give me a piece of bread, a soldier, or I can buy something of what. That was like a lifesaver.
I know. I understand.
And that was help for my parents, for my father get a job, not to work the black work outside, my fiance, and I got good jobs. I think I didn't collect, but we was working. Maybe my mother went to the Judenrat, maybe they give some coupons for bread or for some dry beans, I don't know. You got not much, but it was very lucky. Sometimes when you work in the ghetto, they always make different. You work in the ghetto, they don't take you to the camps.
Yeah.
Sometimes you work outside, they don't take you.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes was like this.
That's
Sometimes
opposite. You never knew.
You never knew. In the first action, I told you, you were safe because you was working in the ghetto, not out the ghetto. You can hide yourself. That you never knew. No. And that's. We appreciate when you have some good German, but the same German, the nice man, what was give for my fiance a ranch with this, put him on the job, that for him was cleaning a Jewish girl. I don't clean for him. He only come to the Schneiderstube. And he told her, I want to see you 10 years after the war. The same German.
You would like to see her 10 years after the
10
war.
years after the war.
Which meant, what does he want to say by it?
Beg pardon?
He really thought that he might see her, that they will both survive the war.
Yes, I mean, he told to the girl, what clean, I want to meet you 10 years
And
after
the war.
That he was,
Quite a nice person.
he told her like this. And one from the German, what helps me with the job in the Schneiderstube, once he told me, maybe he got Jewish friends, I don't know. He told me, he was talking to me like to a friend. Some Jewish people are so clever, so educated. The German officers speak like this.
To you?
Yeah, maybe he got a Jewish professor, I don't know. But he talked very friendly.
Good.
And once I told him, he was, where they told the Jewish people to go out in the ghetto, where all the professional lives, then the officers they put to live. And I was, the first time I was cleaning in this place, and I had a butler too. The butler never speak to me a word. He was frightened, like he didn't see me. A butler, maybe his shoes. What I do, I put a button for him, I clean the bath. Then always when he come, you get free, he brought a piece of furniture. maybe where they collected the Jewish goods. He bought a special lamp, a special chair. They told what he tell the Jewish people are clever. Then I told him, you are a soldier. Tomorrow, today you're here, tomorrow you're somewhere else. What you bring so much things to yourself? He tell, listen, the day what I leave, I want to have comfort. He answered me like this. But after, it was very good. They sent him to Africa. And when people, girls told me, I worked in the ghetto, when he come back from Africa, they have to tell, they come in the front, they have to, the stage, Bialystok have a big railway station. And this was a place, I'm at front, I'm at Bialystok, because we are close from the German, Bielorussia, from the German border. And when all the frozen German soldiers come to go to Germany for holiday, they have to come to Bialystok, there where the station. They wash them, they give them new clothes, and they send them for holiday. And after back, that was like a point. Maybe I have to go somewhere, and I didn't work anymore there because some Jewish girls become maybe too close with the Germans, too friendly. Then because the German army, that was not the SS. The Jewish girl work for them, clean for them, make warm for them, then become friendly. But then somebody maybe tell, like a spy, to the Jewish girls, too friendly. Then come order all the Jewish girls,
employed by Germany.
Give them the sack. That was a very bad because the Jewish girl have some food. And when then he told have to sack me too. You know what he done? He tell me all to the city. This soldier have 3 or 4 companies. And every company have a place where is a Schneiderstube, a Schusterstube. Then he took me, he tell follow him, walk after him. He took me to the another part of the city and recommend me job to take me the soldiers. He tell I'm a very good worker, I do a good job, and he give me a job. You see, it's not the same what from my fiance. That was the Oberinspector. And later, I was in ghetto working. He came to Bialystok again.
From Africa, you mean?
Yeah. Then the girls told me, they work again. You know, he asked about you.
I remember,
Where I am? I don't know. I was thinking that maybe, he told I'm so smart, I'm so clever. I think that maybe he got a girlfriend, a Jewish, or I look somebody like from his family. Is not something unusual, no?
Could be many. Yeah, could be. Yeah, maybe he left somebody home.
Somebody you leave, you have a double.
Yeah. Okay, now should we come back to Plaszew?
I tell you, but we're working, we have more food, and what they do to the men.
Did you get clogs?
Like in every camp. We have the pashakis.
Pashakis and clogs or shoes?
Clothes, and it was summertime. And it was good, you know, now people think about property, but in the normal times. You have a bit of soup, you happy?
Yeah.
And
did you come in touch with the commandant, Goes?
I only remember that when was this appeals.
Yes.
I tried not to look of them. When you look of them, you don't walk straight, you get just with the whip over your head.
Right.
You see, you talk. Once I keep a piece of, I always have something. I find a piece of rubber to depends. Then one, the German, the assessment woman noticed. He just got over my head. I don't walk straight, or you talk. You look at them. You don't look at them. When you go to the selection in Auschwitz, come Mengele, I don't think so.
They say that Mengele,
They make
but
appeal.
there were many
Mengele coming.
officers,
He
yes.
stands like a mannequin, and we are naked.
Naked. We'll come back again to Auschwitz. So from Plaszów, where did they send you? To
I tell to Wieliczka.
Yeah,
From Wieliczka to Auschwitz.
to Wieliczka. How long did you stay in Wieliczka?
A few months.
Few months.
Because
And you were doing always the same job, clearing the rock.
no, in Wieliczka was no leather goods. In Wieliczka,
No, clearing the rocks.
cleaning the rocks.
Yeah.
And the Polish miners were there.
Did you
Polish
come?
miner, I tell you have we sell in Polish the miners. Pan ma co sprzedać? Mam jajko I kołbasę.
Right.
Jajka I kołbasę.
What could you give him in exchange?
Wiesz pan?
What could you give him in exchange? He had something to sell for you.
No, they make
A joke?
no, I don't know. Once with my girlfriend, with my lager sister, but we keep together. We were walking in the mines, and I find 2 big slices bread.
Bread.
Black. It was I don't know butter or fat. Then I don't know if the can be the miner lost
Or he left.
or he put nobody see. He give us, but it was good bread. 2 slices, big bread. Maybe it was a good Polak. He give us. I find it. I don't know.
Did you ever talk to him about war, politics,
Well,
with miners, Polish miners?
no, with the Polak, no. Maybe they frightened too.
They're frightened.
No, they was the miners was.
During this period, did you ever come in touch with the Polish population whenever you were in a camp?
No, we from Auschwitz we
Yeah.
went to what was a appeal to go on a job.
Yeah.
But we tell we don't know where to go, but we decided to go, not to hide. Then it was very good place to go. They take us to Minhausen.
Minhausen, yes.
That was, you heard about this? That was a factory for ammunition. And I think the condition what was in Minhausen, we live like in units, with showers. I think that was for the Russian girls or for the Polish girls. Because it was a mix-up with the trains, with this. Then thank God. We were the lucky to go to Minhausen because we were sleeping on bunks,
Yes.
not on, no, like near 1, 2, like near you have 2
levels.
children you put. That was for Jewish people. That was a mix-up. Maybe have to go some Polish people or Russian. They send us. It's not possible the Jewish can go a
Yeah,
place.
but they keep you separate. You were always separate from any other.
Yes, then we ask me if we have Polish people. Over the fence
Yes,
were Russian girls.
right.
We got a fence. And they took us the factory, that was near Hamburg, I think. The factory was in the forest. We walk every morning with SS. It was winter time. And out the factory were covered with trees.
Oh, that,
On the roof were trees. And that was ammunition factory. And I was sitting, I make something to press, and like a watch.
stamping machine.
A part maybe, bombs, I don't know. Another girl, she was tall, she has to stand all the time on a machine, standing. And we were there, the food was very scarce, but when we got our bit of soup, that we were sitting on tables and benches. That was not for Jewish people. That was like a mistake, mixed up with the trains.
They couldn't get other workers, maybe.
No, I think it was a mixed up, like what I tell you with my fiancé.
Yes.
And the lager, Esther, he was a good German.
Like a Führer.
He was very intelligent, yet respect for the Jewish girl. Food was care, but very often this must be, we weren't there maybe in December or when, before New Year, 44. It was cold, but not was so cold like in
44
Poland.
or 45?
And,
New Year 40,
beg pardon?
44 or 45?
No, that was 44.
44.
It started to be cold. It was maybe the end of for autumn. And in New Year, the Lagerfeuer give the permission. They make a concert. Mm-hmm. And it was some girls from some gardening girls, some from Litzmannstadt, mm-hmm. from Lodz, and some were very professionals. Mm-hmm. They can so nice sing and play. And I heard that somebody heard the Lagerfeuer tell that some from the like we were slave girls are more intelligent than the S-man woman.
SS woman, yeah.
But we have very much aeroplanes with bombs come over.
They were bombing this.
Oh, when they send, they can kill us too. When we were in the factory, a few times a day we have to run to the keller.
To the shelter.
Show the number, we have to run to the shelter. Mm. The factory has a shelter.
So they let you run.
Yes,
they
let us run to the shelter. But they couldn't hide because they didn't see.
Hide.
There was trees on the roof.
I understand.
But I was surprised when they take us to work, where we sleep, have to go to the forest a few kilometers. In Germany, the roads were concrete.
Yes.
I was so surprised, Poland. Poland was the stones.
In the shelters were only Jewish girls,
No, this group was only Jewish, but over the fence were Russian.
No, in the shelters when you were hiding.
Maybe the Russian ran too. I don't know.
Yeah, but
after we go out,
it was only shelters. You didn't mix with Germans.
I don't remember. I know we ran. Mm-hmm. Nearly every day we ran. Mm-hmm. So let us run.
Right.
One we find somebody find from the girls, from apple. The Russian woman, the German woman was in charge. You peel an apple. What you call this? The
apple peels. Yeah.
The apple peels. They put in the rubbish bin.
Oh, you ate it.
One of the women from us noticed. She take out, tell now fruit. Everybody got a little piece. We don't fit us good. They don't fit us. And what a Friday or Saturday, we have to clean the machine. Mm-hmm. They gave us rakes. Mm-hmm. Then everybody took a rake, and it was one from us was a dressmaker, and she make we make something for the. What you call a stanik? What you call it?
A bra.
A bra. We make a bra. We make this. We steal some
cotton
from the schmattes. What you give us to clean, we take for ourselves. But when they brought us, I was a bit of jealous. But when they brought us in the trains to Münchhausen, they put us on a station. And we have to wait, the buses take us to the camp. Then maybe one German woman went to work, a private. Mm-hmm. And maybe two girls before me, maybe she took her lunch and pushed.
And she gave them?
Yeah, and I was, the only thing, why not me? But a German woman do this, because it was very close to me. I didn't get her lunch, maybe she got her lunch.
That was in Münchhausen on the station?
Wait,
on the railway station, or what kind of a station was it?
That was in Münchhausen. They brought us from Auschwitz was Poland. Münchhausen is near Hamburg.
Yeah.
That they have a station. Yeah. We don't see nothing because we have the close, maybe the cattle train, so I don't remember, not luxury. And they take us out on the station after maybe come buses and took us.
Yeah, I understand.
But it was a good camp, but one from our group died there.
Did you know about the progress of the war that Americans are landing in
We don't know.
Normandy?
When we come, I tell the Russian girl was over the fence, they tell, девочки, скоро поедем домой. They
Girls will
they
go
scream.
home very soon.
Yes, very soon we go home. But they, the Russian girls, don't work together. They mean, they are the forced labor there.
Yeah.
We don't
You're
work
the
together
slave.
with them.
Yes.
But when we go to work from the barracks, that barracks was better than barracks,
sleeping
they keep us separate. We don't work together. We go like mice, we frighten.
Yeah.
What I noticed, some Russian girls was so chutzpah, you know chutzpah, I say in English?
Yeah.
Cheeky.
Tricky, exactly.
They were cheeky to the Germans, to the German guard. I remember one speaks so, like you complain. They keep their mouth.
And the guards could not.
No, they didn't answer. They frightened for the Russian girls. When a Jewish girl
Would
was
say
killed,
yes.
she was so tell her off, the Russian.
Do you remember who were your guards? SS women or men or Burma?
In different camps, like here in the Münchhausen, there was SS.
SS.
Who
Men.
would take us to work.
Women.
When we go to our meal,
Yeah.
once we got in the mill in Münchhausen, the piece of water, an alarm, it become
Alarm.
and become dark.
Mm.
And one from our group, and the soup was on the table. She started to eat
Somebody sells the
from
soup.
somebody else. When the light come on, that notice she, then the German, the assessment, she wants you have to confess.
Who has done it?
Oh, eat up another bit of soup. And the girls, she was a Russian Jewish girl, she confessed.
What happened to her?
She confessed that she helped herself
from
with somebody else from the back. Because it was dark, alarm.
Did he punish?
No, she confessed.
Because she confessed.
Maybe
she
when
wasn't
she
punished.
don't confess. But can you understand?
I can.
She's she eat from the back. Now you can laugh. Yes.
How did you feel? People told you the war comes to the end. Did you believe them?
In Auschwitz, I don't know if I tell you, in Auschwitz was a woman would come before me,
Yes.
an older one, but she gave me the job to clean.
Yeah.
And she was with her son. Maybe she be a woman in her late 30s. We were young. Then her name was Bashka. I tell Bashka will survive the camp. You know, in Yiddish you say, "Wirst du rausgehen vom
dem
Lager?"
Camp, yeah.
The first time chance for me. Wirst nicht mehr Ritznel, wird man rausgehen.
If you take.
You know,
Ritzina.
you're constipated, you
Yeah.
take Ritznel. In
Yeah.
Poland was Ritznel.
Yeah.
I asked me to rausgehen from camp. Then she tell you take Ritznel, wirst du rausgehen. That means no hope.
Yes.
But later, I asked her, you know, what you asked, what you think we survive? Then she tell like this, a gap, you know,
Yeah.
what you say in English,
Hey,
a gap, a hope, like a cripple, you got a gap.
Hunchback.
Hunchback.
She told like this, a hunchback don't grow to the sky,
yeah.
and a bird don't grow
To
to
the
the
ground,
head.
yeah.
Then she give a bit of hope that everything
has an end.
have an end, chance like this. But in my opinion, that what I was thinking, I want to see you have to have some hope. Then I was thinking, I want to see who will win the war. I want to live to see who will win the war.
Just because it's curiosity or another?
Or maybe curiosity, and that was like hope. And sometimes I dream.
Didn't you want to see your fiancé?
Sometime before the war, I dreamed I am in Bialystok, and I'm riding, there was no cars, in a coach, you know, like in a droshka. And I don't think so if I'm with my fiancé or myself, and I give a zloty, the droshkas. Then when I tell this dream for my friends, oh, when you dream again.
Such a beautiful dream.
Huh?
Such a beautiful dream.
I dream like this in the camp. And they ask me, what you dream, what you want to say, what always keep me like. You have to give them.
You said something, you wanted to survive, to see the end of the war.
Who win the war?
Who will win the war? And not to be liberated, not to be...
That's mean, if you want to survive, if you want to see, you have to be liberated.
Yeah.
You can, if you're not liberated, you not survive.
No, but if Germans would have won the war...
it was a war then with the Russian, you know.
Or Russian, you see there was a chance. Or the Allies will win.
And another point, like I tell you in Auschwitz, I didn't know if the crematorium was blown up or somebody is shooting the American.
Yeah.
Then we're sitting like I sit here. What will be, will be. You become so indifferent because you are not on your own. When you see somebody happen to yourself, why me? When you see thousands around you.
You become indifferent, yes, yeah. Lack of food as well.
Goodbye.
Lack of food.
Better?
Food, you were hungry, you know, like you lose energy. People become lethargic.
No,
Like,
what I tell you, you want to know all the stories from the camps. Everybody have a story. Everybody survived at different. The main thing for surviving was good luck, a bisschen mazel, and you not have to be a weak person. You have to be more healthy, you know, physical, and you have to manage.
right.
You not have to get depressed, like the transport from Hungary. They come late in the camps in 1944. You know,
Yeah.
and we, the Polish people, the Polish Jews, not have so good conditions in Poland too, even
Yeah.
the middle class, and that we were better survivors because we not have the luxury life.
Yeah.
Because I remember we had some, when we left Majdanek, they give us some girls transport from Greece or from Holland. They come to Auschwitz. They just
Perished
they
straight
couldn't
away.
survive.
Yeah.
That's the bad condition. I am from the middle class. I'm not from the middle class was because my parents were business people. Was hard life too. The
Yes.
middle class.
Yes, yeah.
We were more can.
Easier adapt yourself to the new conditions. More resistant.
More resistant. And if you come so quick, you not was long in the ghetto, you don't the camp not experience, then you sit on like they come to Bergen-Belsen, the getting girl. They sit on the floor. They didn't get out. They didn't run for this, they didn't run for this. They become covered in lies, and maybe the fish finish them off.
How did you deal with lies?
But,
How did you manage
with the lies?
Yeah.
From the lies we get the typhus.
the typhoid?
And maybe I don't remember, you help
You
yourself,
squash them in
maybe
your
you
finger.
kill them.
Cracks continuously.
But I remember in Bergen-Belsen, when you go to the blog, when we come in Bergen-Belsen, was maybe the end of February from München, because the war started to finish. That it was so crowded, because from all Germany, the camps were liquidated. And you know, it was room to go in a block. We're sitting on the outside. And if you sit in the block, you was the number to die, because only you not have food, you not water, you got the lice, you got the typhus. You saw on the photos in the films, the lying like pieces of wood, one of another. And before the liberation, before they expected the German will come, the Russian, no, the English.
The English liberated.
They come the block over. Who wants a soup in Bergen-Belsen? What was the soup? If you carry from the blocks to dead in a special place, you want to hide. You carry the dead corpses.
Oh.
You carry the dead corpses, then they give you a soup for this. I couldn't do this. When you walk in Bergen-Belsen, you see teeth lying on the road. And after when the English come, you know, they liberate us, and, but a lot died after the liberation. And a miracle, I survived.
Esther, maybe we'll go gradually. So, from Wieliczka.
From Wieliczka we go to Auschwitz.
In Auschwitz, you were sent for work.
In Auschwitz only was in the Birkenau, not in Auschwitz.
Birkenau,
Then I don't remember working. I was helping the Blokova to clean the blocks. You know, because I remember it was so warm, the weather, and we sitting on the barracks.
That was
already
ourselves. 45.
No, that was 44.
Still 44.
In Auschwitz, we left Auschwitz in 44. We come to Auschwitz from Wieliczka.
Because the Hungarians came approximately.
The Hungarian mostly we meet in Bergen-Belsen.
Oh, you didn't meet them in Auschwitz?
Yes, and some come with us from Auschwitz. Some come from us from Auschwitz, from Münchhausen. I remember when we have undressed, the Jewish people in Hungarian, some were very Orthodox and some were very assimilated, but they don't know Shema Yisrael, some from the big cities. And I remember when we undressed in Münchhausen, the Germans guard find some prayer books by the Jewish girl from Hungarian. I don't know if they take away.
What did they do?
I don't know if they take away from them, but it's mean that some from Auschwitz come to meet
Could I
us.
ask you, what can you tell us about observance of the religion, about a religion in camps?
I remember when was Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, some men, like in a block, they put on the prayer shawls.
How did they have the prayer shawls?
In Blizhin.
Oh,
There was a lot of prayer shawls, because when they established Blizhin, I don't know, in 42 or when, maybe before, because the German came out this territory in 39.
Yes.
I didn't ask when they established Blizhin. And when they come to Blizhin, that means they take them for work. And the guards, this time, the Guinea, were Ukraine, and the people brought with themselves the blankets, and they brought some dishes, and they brought the shires. I told you what the man told me when I tell this story. He will give me a good place, because he's a sister-in-law of the Dunas. They brought the Dunas, and they brought the shawls. That I want to tell you, in Blizhin, maybe where they do farberij, mean dyeing, a dye.
Material dyeing.
Material. What I noticed, that some girls, was a dressmaker, she want to have, like I want the ointment. Some want a piece of bread. Then they need some clothes. They make a dress, piece material, and they give the man. Make
Yeah.
some, maybe with the Polish people, some business. I don't know, I don't was there, but they help. You can buy in the camp a onion or a piece of bread. Then I noticed, maybe some people don't notice, because I asked here somebody what to arrive with me. She tells she don't know. Maybe I don't know a lot of things too. That I noticed that the prayer shawls, they dyed this. And when they dyed this, the shawls become green or wine color and look so nice with the black. A prayer shawl in Poland have a black stripe. And look, that was wool. The prayer shawl look so nice material, some green with a black stripe. And some girls would cancel, make like a dress. Maybe they still this where the Schneiderei, I don't know. And after the men sold this for bread. But I ask her what she's here. She tells she don't remember. Not everybody.
No.
That was for sure the child.
The prayer shawls. Good. Okay. Now we were already in Auschwitz.
For Auschwitz, I told you.
Yes.
I tell you everything about Auschwitz.
So, they took you away on the train?
No,
or-
that we went to, from Auschwitz we went to München.
Yeah.
Then I tell you the factory with the ammunition.
Yes, yes. Which was camouflaged and.
And what was the diorites a lot.
So there is nothing, but you told me everything about it. Yeah. Now
There
what happened in München?
From München,
Yes.
we went to Bergen-Belsen.
How did this happen? What
In
time?
Bergen-Belsen, I told
What year? What time of year?
We celebrate New Year in München.
Yes.
But I tell you, we lost a girl that it was very sad, because maybe she would survive. Why? She when she was bleeding, she got the typhus.
Yeah.
The typhus. And after the typhus, she got an infection on the arm, like pneumonia. And she couldn't lift her hand, but she don't want to lose her lager sister. And when they took us to Plaszow, I don't know, with a miracle, you have to, when they call your number, you have to lift your hand.
Yes.
Like with a miracle, she lift your hand.
And-
She couldn't lift.
But-
Maybe she was thinking, I separate. She was look after her. And when we come to München, you know, maybe she got infected. Pneumonia mean infection.
Yes.
And was no medicine. And she started to get sicker and sicker. And we get once a piece of bread, a bit of sugar, and we give her. And in the end, in a short time, she died in this camp because of the pneumonia.
Inflammation.
And I remember it came maybe like here from the where they take the dead people, what you call this, dead people.
Cemetery or no?
No, the office like here, somebody died.
People like.
No, not Jewish. They come like here, you go to different films.
Funeral parlor.
Come maybe somebody from a funeral parlor, they put here on a
Stretcher.
carriage.
Carriage.
And this was, and we, the girls, what was close, go
Behind it.
to the gate to here. And she is not in the crematorium. She must be in München on a cemetery, not a Jewish cemetery. But I don't know if she ever marked or not. Even the Lager camp, he told he was upset, you know, what happened.
That was already what time of the year?
That was 1945.
January or February? What month?
When she died?
Winter or
No.
spring?
From München, from München we went to Auschwitz, to Bergen-Belsen.
So
In Bergen-Belsen we came beginning of March.
Oh, I see.
We were, I think, in Bergen-Belsen was 6 weeks.
They took you by train, or
I don't
you
remember.
can't
They have to
remember?
took us.
You
by
arrived to
train or by-
Bergen-Belsen was full at this
Oh,
time.
from all the camps
Yes.
around what they know the was, and they put everything in Bergen-Belsen.
Mm.
And Bergen-Belsen was a camp for people with a passport from other countries. It was made.
Foreign countries.
In foreign countries, but it was so
Overcrowded.
crowded. It was no place. We sit under it was summer because in March it was still warm, yeah. And because we were liberated 15th of April to the British Army. But after, well, like I tell you, they have no food. It was still a war. And they start to give us, we were so hungry from the teens, the fat teens, and everybody gathered here. And I was so sick I couldn't eat at all. But they took us to another camps, and I eat ordinary, like, vegetables. That maybe I have to leave, I don't know. A lot of people died after the war.
So you were liberated in Bergen-Belsen.
Yeah, the 5th of April, 45.
Do you remember how it happened? How the British troops came in, or this
They
guy?
come over. I couldn't move at all. I couldn't walk.
You were lying on
I
the...
was so. The 6th week was no food. Only bones. I didn't feel more hunger, you know. And they come the English army, and the German soldiers or women still carry the dead. They tell them to clean up the English army. And some, I couldn't get up, I was so weak. But I saw some girls, maybe were stronger, or they have positions, like Stubovic. They standing, the English army stand between. Here was the German SS woman, and they scream on them. Maybe when they let them, they can lynch them, And they put, a few days before, they put white arms. But they have to clean up the camp.
Yeah.
After the liberation, they took us in blocks. That's the camp they have to burn then, Middle Ice, Bergen-Belsen.
Yes.
And not far from the East camp, there was like blocks for the German soldiers.
Right.
Like here, they have
Yeah.
blocks,
Yeah.
like for human.
Yes.
They took all the survivors
And put them
and put them in the other blocks. And I remember it came a commission from Sweden. And they go from room to room, look for very sick people. I was sitting on the bed, I couldn't move. They went, they opened the door, but even I'm so sick, I still have my colors. When I have the typhus, I have the colors to death, I'm born like this. And they didn't took me to see.
Didn't take it.
Maybe because they see I have a color. Doesn't matter.
Right. So what did you do when you were liberated? You stayed in Bergen-Belsen for
I
a while?
stayed for a time in Bergen-Belsen, a few months maybe. We were liberated in April, that's maybe was August, September. And the woman from Bialystok, the survivor, was that was the English part of Germany, English zone.
Yeah.
And a lot of Jewish men were liberated from the Americans.
Yeah. And they were arriving to
Yeah,
Bergen-Belsen.
the trains were free to ride.
Yeah.
Then the men come to look.
After trying to find some relatives
Find,
or wives or...
And started to match each another. After my best girlfriend, what was close, I was looking after her. She was like
What was her name?
Mina. What she lives in, what she
Mina?
lives, I tell you, in Miami Beach.
Mina, what was her
Mina
name?
Feynman.
At this stage was...
But
She married Wyman, or her first name were
no,
Majdanek?
she's a Chertok. She married from Bialystok apart. She married a Feynman. She went the boy, what you like here, come from the another part, Freiberg, where air was liberated. He was a good-looking boy. He took years. They married there. After I became maybe lonely to what, and I want to see her. Then I went to Bamberg. You know what's the city, Bamberg?
Bamberg.
A lot of Jewish people, but I came in 45. And this time when I came in 45 was not a refugee camp. Later they make a camp. Then all the Jewish people live in the German, take away a room.
Houses,
The German houses. And after I meet my husband, and my luck was when we start together, he was around Bialystok, that I know his friends.
Oh, I see.
I know the company, but he went, I know. I don't know him. And I have so many boys that like me. But he was more experienced with women. He played very intelligent. He was not. He was. When you compare to other boys, he got more education. He got like a technical school. Then he was the winner.
Okay, you won your hand. So,
But I want something to tell you after the liberation.
so what year did you marry?
We married.
In 1946
We married in
6 or 45?
Yes, I think so. 46.
40.
What I want to tell you, one point. When we come to Bergen-Belsen, you cook always together. No, after the liberation. And one of my friends, what lives in Haifa, he survived. He was liberated in Bergen-Belsen too, but he was in Stutthof, in the Nether country. And his fiancée, he had a fiancée. She went with the first action to Auschwitz. And when he came Bergen-Belsen, came the woman, what was the older one, would give me the job to clean. Yes. She was in Bergen-Belsen. And she was in the same transport that this fiancé. Then I want only to explain you the regards what happened with my fiancé. I asked her because she was from the same transport. Then she told him, and that was the first transport was in February. You know how it's called in Poland. Yes. I don't know. She was very bad in this time, like my friend described. But I have the cassette, and they were walking, maybe carrying some stones. And this girl, his fiancée, she couldn't keep up the march. She was so weak. Or her leg was frozen. She took something but boots, she couldn't walk. Then the girls started to help her, but I don't know what happened to her. And she couldn't walk. Maybe she disturbed the other people would carry her. Then the Germans go with the dogs, send a dog to her, maybe to finish her off. And she died like this. What the dog maybe killed her off because she was so weak and so sick, and she was like disturbing the other on the mouse. And she died. That was the regards from his fiancé that I remember. He was crying. He was young, and after he met. He was from Bialystok. He met another girl, woman. She lost her husband. What I tell, what I want to ring to him. That's the same man.
Okay.
And he married from my group, and they were happy. They went to Israel in 47. They were in Cyprus.
Yeah. Well,
and they settled.
Interested in you. So actually.
Paper.
We're interested what happened to you. You are most important.
No, I give you only example. The regards.
Yeah.
Even somebody was not lucky, some survived, some
I understand. What you married? How long did you stay in Bergen-Belsen?
I went to my husband.
Yeah,
He was from Landsberg.
Oh, he took you to America.
He was liberated by the Americans.
Yeah, and he took you to
And he
Landsberg.
was from in here. Then I come maybe in his place, so around May or April 46.
Yes.
And that was in April. And I had here a big family from before the war.
In
My
Australia?
father's family.
Yeah.
The Trivacs, the Efrons.
I see.
That's my family.
Right. And how did you
And this
find
was
out?
my father's brother, Mr. Trivacs, Trivacs, they call him.
Trivacs.
Yeah, no,
And-
Trivacs.
Trivacs.
And we come, and when I was in Bergen-Belsen,
Yes.
I remember I was a big girl. My uncle came here on 35. I remember Australia, Melbourne, Redmond Street, because maybe I was writing the addresses. Because one of my cousins give me a letter, what I write address here, what was sent from my parents to Australia. And we give the English army, the soldiers, a letter to send to Australia. And they sent, and maybe they got a letter from me, maybe in May 1945. They find my uncle, because my uncle, 35, came to Australia, and that was 45. And I just start to correspond with them.
Correspond.
And they make me a permit, and I come here in Australia with the first ship from Europe, Joan de Witt was the first ship. I remember the 16th of March 1947, correct?
16th of March 47.
16th of March.
Yeah, 16.
Because
47, yeah.
that was the first ship.
The first ship, yeah.
That mostly was persons with permits, with
Yeah.
relatives.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it is so many years. That's I mean,
Right.
now.
Do you want to tell us something? How did you find Australia? A friendly country or?
Australia? Why I went to Australia?
Why you went to Australia
my
now?
mother had a family in America. My mother's sisters went to America. I can go to America too.
Oh, you had the permit? to
No,
go-
no, I did not go permit to America. I come to Australia. A lot of people say the same opinion. I want to be far, far away. First, I want to be with my family. I had a sister too. She came maybe 37. I come to Australia. Of course, I want to be with my family, and I want to be much far away from Europe.
Yeah.
That's why. When I come to Australia, was 7 million people. I couldn't speak a word of English.
Yes.
But I was very happy. So big, we go to Carlton, you know,
Yeah.
this time. So big streets, so much fruit, so nice the palms, the grow. What you complain? That is the best country in the world. I think I'm very lucky that I live here.
Yeah. What did you know about Australia before you came here?
I know what I learned maybe in school,
Very
with
little.
kangaroos, very little. I know maybe what my family corresponded with my parents. And it was not so good times too when they
Yes.
come. It was a depression. When I come to visit them, they don't live in Carlton in luxury houses. I remember one
Where
of
did they live? Do you remember the address?
my auntie.
Your relatives in Australia?
No, Redmond Street. My uncle lived
Redmond Street.
opposite the synagogue.
Oh, lovely.
He was a gabbai, you know, he liked
Ah, I
to
see.
show off. He was an intelligent
Yeah.
person. When it was even I live in Carlton in the 50s. It was the toilet was on the yard and the
Yeah.
bath was in the yard. And I remember one of my cousins, she lived in Redmond Street, she lived in the cottages, she had to take out the dishes to wash outside the house because the tape was outside, like at the roof. It was not so like
That's so luxurious.
And the children, after the children, they play on the streets. Now you can't let the children on the streets.
Out in the
The streets. It was computers. It was the videos. You have to.
But it was an honest country. You could put out the milk bottles with the money outside the house, and nobody was stealing the money.
I was. When I come here, I was go to work. I was a finisher.
Oh, you went to.
And of course, I
And
was.
your husband?
He was not a businessman. He was on jobs too.
The jobs.
Jobs after I went to Victoria Market. He don't like hard to work. Oh, but it was a good time. People, make factories. He liked a quiet life. He was not a workaholic.
I see. And how were the Australian neighbors?
When we live in Carrollton, we keep mostly with Jewish neighbors, and when you go a job, you make friends.
On the at
Yeah,
work?
and you can keep friends from the jobs. Everybody have a story. I was working from 1947 till 1947 to 1956 in the same place. I was a good finisher. And now the Jewish Museum make something from the factories, clothes, schmattes. I give them some schmattes because I ate my relatives was nicht schmatt. Then I don't ask for them back. What I need, thank God they took this. But they ring me up from the Jewish Museum, and I saw Holder. I still have my union book from 1947.
Really?
So many years. When you work in a factory, then they asked me, that was pants, 47, they asked me from the Jewish Museum if I want to give them my union book. I don't, maybe it's important for them. I think the union here was important too. Then I tell, all right, you can have this.
Did you feel any anti-Semitism in Australia?
Not special.
No.
Not special. Maybe the anti-Semitism is something jealousy. You can always find a rotten apple.
Yeah.
But at all,
Not.
Maybe the Australian people before, it say not was the immigration was for them like a rain is coming down on their head. They were not used.
Unusual.
Now it's different. You have all the countries, all the colors. But I can't complain. Of course, in these years, when we come, was not so the social security. It was not a big help. But we like to work.
Yeah.
We're not used like to all the young people have all the gadgets, all the luxury. Take many years before I had a washing machine.
And then in 1950, you got your first son.
Yes, my son was born 1950.
To what school did you send him?
Public schools.
Public school. Did you manage to send him to university?
Even I think at the time when he went to university, it was you don't have to pay.
Yeah. So, what did he finish university?
He's a lawyer, my son.
Oh, he's a lawyer.
He has his own office, but he finished the law in RMIT.
Oh, I see. Yes.
He was working all the time. He's clever.
And he's still studying as well.
Yes.
And your daughter?
He was struggling because my husband was not a provider, yes. But he was struggling. When he was young, he was going to cut grass.
To cut grass, just to earn a few dollars.
Yeah, he was struggling. He got
And your
not so
daughter?
easy everything. He got not easy.
But now he's a lawyer, that's a very high position.
No, but thank God, now I don't need my help. But thank God he's a manager. You can't say when somebody go to a private school or come from a good background, wealthy people, then they make good in life. Some
Not
can be
exactly.
from the best home become a nuisance, you know.
Exactly.
If the bad company.
Yeah.
We don't hear on this time. We don't hear about drugs.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about drugs. It's horrible. You have to educate the children about drugs now.
And daughter, she was born in
My daughter, she
56.
finished the high school. She
What's her
became
name?
a secretary. Now her name, she married, her name is Lesh.
Right. And the first name?
Your surname?
No, the first name.
Shirley.
Shirley.
Shirley
And the son's name?
Bateman?
The son's?
Son's name is Ryle.
Right.
I tell you why become his name Ryle, maybe.
Yeah.
My husband's father's name was Israel. My father's name was Moshe. Then we call him Israel.
Israel at home.
And for Israel, become easy. Easy, at least.
Yeah.
Then he was a baby. And when I sitting neighbor, Australian neighbor, I told him that his name is Easy. Then he was a baby. She told me, listen, when he will go to school, he will have problem. Easy, call him Ryle. She give me the advice, and that's why from Easy become Ryle. But you don't. There is popular some Ryle. But before, when he was born, you don't see so much Ryle. That Australian. Is this an English name, Ryle?
I wouldn't say that. It's used in England, but it's not. The
No,
original is not.
you know how he called himself?
Yeah.
Raoul. Unless it's French, maybe. Raoul. All right, Raoul. I call him Raoul.
Very nice. So you are really glad that you came to Australia.
I have to go after the war to settle somewhere.
Yeah. And
But maybe I don't see my husband. He was so he come to Australia. Maybe he was thinking that the family will give him, put him on a high chair and give him everything. I go to wealthy cousins,
Yeah.
but they don't
Not too
give
generous.
much help. They give me when I come some clothes, some this, but not. And my uncle was not so young, emigrated. He was himself in the market. When he was we were in Germany, and you know what he called the camps, they keep us, what was from the the camps.
like United Nations, UNRWA was
UNRWA, I got a photo from the UNRWA.
good.
It's important.
Yes.
From the UNRWA, that the one boy stand building and read UNRWA.
I
That's
finding
important.
UNRWA.
Yeah, I got the photo.
Good.
And you know, they give you to eat, they give you clothes,
Yeah.
you got something from where it is from America, some parcel. There was a life in the UNRWA, like in the paradise. My husband was not, he has no profession. He was very clever, intelligent with sums, but no profession. He did talk in English. You know, the first time he come to Australia, what he started, he don't like to work very hard for a job. Then he was sorry, he went away too early from Germany.
He went.
Why leave Germany so early? In Germany
why
was
he-
more his life than he come here.
It was better in Germany.
No, because he was not a professional.
So you.
He was not a tradesman. He was not a workaholic for me.
Yeah.
Some people manage. You don't. When you come in a country, you have to start
yes.
from the scrap.
Correct.
Some people start from cleaning the floors.
Yeah.
You don't want to work hard. Thank God, I was a good finisher. I earn more money than him.
And
That he comes, he thinks maybe my family will give him some. You know how hard it was to find a cottage to live when we come here.
in the beginning, yeah,
In
you
the
have to buy
beginning,
key
it was
money.
no houses.
Yeah, you have to buy. Yeah.
That he was not happy. He was thinking when he sits a bit longer, in the UNRWA camps was Maurice alive.
He's alive. I understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was not, he didn't complain about Australia, but he get Maurice alive. You don't have to work, you don't have to do this. You go in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's it's nice to speak.
But now, if you would have to leave a message for the future generations, what would you tell them? What did you learn in your life? What's important for them to know?
For the future generation, you want to know about the Holocaust?
For anything what you feel they should know.
I'm a person what, for me, money is not in the first place. I can tell for the young people, don't be jealous and don't become an enemy when somebody got a new house or is in a high position or make money. Don't be jealous. Money and everything don't grow on trees. Try yourself, achieve something in life. If you can, if you're not clever in business, try to have a good profession. If you make a business no good, try something else. But try always be a honest person and go the honest way, because the honest way is the right way in life. That's for the young people.
Yeah.
You see, if you do something wrong, not because I'm Orthodox, I feel Jewish, I'm Jewish. I went too much through in my life to not feel where I belong. But that's maybe the Orthodox say. When you do something, that's my finished.
Sorry, we had to interrupt because the time was finished. Let us continue again with your message for the future generation. Yeah, please continue.
Can I speak?
Yes, certainly.
That's what I want to tell. That is my way of life. Because I think when maybe this is a superstition, but I think when I do something good for people, I will be paid off with goods in life.
Yes.
And in the opposite, maybe I see something. I give example. I was in the supermarket. I find $10 on the floor. Nobody asked me to give back. I don't know who belongs. Maybe when I give back, the owner, he think I'm stupid. But I was thinking, when I will take the $10 and put in my pocket, maybe will come a day I will lose more than the $10. That's me, in my opinion. When you do good things, you get paid off with good. When you do wrong things, you pay the price for wrong things. Then if you want to be happy and have a clear conscience, try to do the good things that will be good for everybody, for yourself and for everybody around you.
Thanks.
All right.
Did the Holocaust teach you something? Did you...
What did teach me?
Yeah.
Because we went so much through, that when I see something happen with floods, you have to give a donation. Maybe because I am like this, you have to. I'm a pensioner. I don't make business in Australia. I'm happy the way I am. That's my way of life. And when they ask for Israel or to give donations for all organizations for charity, I have a list. I don't want to tell you how many organizations. I can't refuse. Jewish, not Jewish, for everybody. Then I give and support according to my means.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
I wanted, let's finish with this.
No?
I want to, what I learned. I learned you have to help people.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how the feeling to be angry.
Right.
Living in Australia. But I still, maybe the old survivors like this, they can't throw out food.
Yes. Yes, they can't throw out food. But,
because food was like life.
Exactly.
But sometimes you have to throw out, you can't get sick to keep it. And what I can tell you, the Holocaust was a time of history what is very sad and very painful. And let's hope that a time like this will never repeat again, and maybe not only the German people or the Jewish people will learn from this, but all the mankind. Because Hitler is always something hiding, you don't know in which country it can be. And let's hope that, especially have to learn the young generation, because they can be poisoned from their homes too.
You have to teach.
You have to teach them to be a human, and by the Holocaust, to teach, remember, and never, never again. And thank God we have Israel, our country, and is a help and respect Israel for all the Jews of the world, because our suffering went for 2,000 years, and Israel is for all Jews over the world like a mother.
Thank you.
Good?
Very good. Maybe there is something you could remember from Auschwitz or other camp which you would still like to tell us about.
From Auschwitz, when we come from Münchhausen, when we go out from the cattle trains,
Yes.
they put us like a football
Ground.
very so big, the
Square.
like a football field, like a field. And we stay and we wait to be separated. And the German, right and wrong. What I saw, I couldn't forget, that some young children, like 12 years, in Poland, 12 years was like a child, not so developed, and she was skinny. And the child, she was maybe, she was separated to go like to the crematoriums, and she must run away. Mm-hmm. She ran away, and the German, the guard caught her, and she was naked. Mm-hmm. We were not naked. That means maybe she ran away from the crematorium.
Already.
Then he catch her. I didn't see catch her, but he keep her on his hand, like a chicken. Mm-hmm. And she from fright, the little girl, was empty stomach. Mm-hmm. That's everybody around
could
see this. And another point, what I remember, what I saw a mother with a daughter. They were in Blizhin. Yes. Her husband was in the leather goods working too. And when they come to Blizhin, one night take away all the children, First they come, the children take away. And that's father, mother, because maybe the father was like the foreman, they changed to hide the girl. She was maybe a girl, 9, 10 years, and they stayed there even in Plaszow, till we come to Auschwitz. And when it comes to selection, you know, you come from the train city selection, then I see then the mother with the girl went to the way to the crematorium. You know what to do. Maybe when the mother let your child go in 1943, she would survive. She was, I remember, a very tall woman. And when she hid and she wanted to protect her, and when she came to Auschwitz, she went with the child. That's something like this happened. It's very sad. Let's hope that will be only history.
Do you know what happened to the girl who was caught by the guard, who escaped naked from crematorium, and he caught her again?
That I told you, they caught you.
And he put her back to the
Now, what
crematorium?
do you think when he keep you like a chicken in the hand?
He took her back to
No,
the...
they put you on clothes.
No, I don't know.
She was not a person. In the camps, they not was short of workers.
She couldn't...
Die got an 10 one. And she was a girl, a child. I don't know how old she was, because she was very skinny. She was not useful for a job. What to do with her? You send her in the left, you send her maybe...
10 was her transport to get...
But what I saw, what they keep her like this, and she emptied, you know, like you keep...
I understand.
And,
All right. Anything else? Try to sing anything else, what you might want to tell us?
I think, but the camps, I think, is enough.
Okay.
Maybe you can stop.
No, it's better. We'll
No.
just...
And now I want to read for you some poems and sing some song from the time from the Second World War and the Holocaust. In Yiddish, Polish, in English. I wrote them down in Bergen-Belsen after the liberation. Authors not known. The text is said contains expression of suffering, tears, and hoping and dreaming to live in a free world, and expect for the Jewish people that the sun will start to shine again, and we will work and live in a free world. Now sing.
Yeah.
Now I start to sing you by the Bialystoker Ghetto in Yiddish. I don't know who read who to write. Bialystoker Ghetto was from 1941 to 1943. In Bialystoker Ghetto gewaltigen Geschrei, weil im Bialystoker Ghetto jeden Satz tut weh. Wir sitzen und wir warten auf die Breit und auf Karten. Man jagt, man plockt auf der Gas, mit der Latte auf der Latz. In Ghetto Mark ist Ganeden. Alles kriegt man doch für Geld, von die Beste und Schönste, aber wo nimmt man Geld? In Bialystoker Ghetto, gewaltigen Geschrei. In Bialystoker Ghetto, jeden Satz tut weh. Wir sitzen und wir warten auf die Bräut und auf Karten. Man jagt, man plockt auf der Gas, mit der Latte auf der Latz. That's maybe I read, because maybe I don't remember so good the melody, then I read. Die Frauen mit den Kindern laufen gleich in Judenland rein und sie fragen Baraschen, das heißt der Ghetto-Umführer, wo können die Männer sein? Man zwingt zu der Arbeit gehen, bekommst du gleich einen Schein. Und ob du willst nicht gehen, kriegst du geschmissen ganz fein. After the refrain. Die Männer laufen von der Arbeit und fragen, was für eine Wach. Die Beine zittern, hereintragen etwas als Sach. Markus ist gewesen ein Fabrikant, eint ist ein guter Kommandant. Greift zu den euren Schwellen und darf ausführen von den größten Ehren, die befehlen. Jetzt der Refrain. In Białystok Ghetto, gewaltigen Geschrei. In Białystok Ghetto, jedens Herz tut weh. Wir sitzen und wir warten auf die Bräut und auf Karten. Man jagt, man plockt auf der Gas, mit der Latte auf der Latz.
Very fine.
Nee, is a song what called the Rivkale de Shabbos-Liki. That song wrote the redactor von Białystok Nice, a very intelligent, was a big intellectual, and he wrote this song. And that is written in the memory of 4,000 Jewish young men what were taken away in the beginning, I think Saturday, I think the 7th of July, when what is the first week on July 1941, and that was taken, that they go for work, but nobody come back from them. They were killed. Even the Jewish Rat and all the Jewish people, that was before the ghetto.
Yes.
And before it was paid very big contribution to let them go free, but nothing happened. And that is today a memory. And my brother was taken away with the 4,000 men. Ein Lied von Bialystoker Ghetto verfasst vom bekannten Bialystoker Schriftsteller und Redaktor Pesach Kaplan Avisholem. Das Lied ist gewidmet die 4.000 junge Männer, welche sind dem ersten Schabbes beim Eingang von den Deutschen herausgeführt geworden, kein Pietrasche, und dort erschossen geworden. Pietrasche was like a field, where they take us. Gesungen zu den Noten, Aufnahme durch liebe Lisa Rebalowski. Rivkale, die Schabesdicke, Arbeit in Fabrik, dreht sie neu vor dem, flecht sie neu Strick. Oi, die Ghetto finstere, da jetzt schon zu lang, und das Herz so verklemmt, tut mir so bang. Ihr Getreier Schale ist weg nicht da, sind von jenem Schabbes, sind von jener Show. Is vertreuert Rivkale, ja mehr Tag und Nacht, und hat sind beim Retterle, sieht sie und sie tracht. Wo ist mein Lieblingskerl, lebt noch heute wo? Efter in a Konzentrationslager, Arbeit schwer und Ruhe. Oi, wie finster ist ihm dort, bitter ist ihr dort, sind von jenem Schabbes und sind von jener Show. It's very sad. The song is called the Shabbos Diki because this happened on Saturday. Near Bad Plaszow.
Yeah.
Near I sing a song by the concentration camp Plaszow, for it was Schindler's List made of them. I don't know who wrote this song, I don't know the author, but they call this Tangoles. Tangoles mean tango tears. gdy wokół słońca błyszczy promienieje, a dla nas ciągle bez przerwy zima trwa. Tam za kratami się wolność do nas śmieje i o wolności ciągle nam się śni. Tango les to tango męki i rozpaczy. La 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 la, tango les, co wolność dzisiaj dla nas znaczy. Serce lka, a z oczu płyną łzy gorące. Czy dla nas kiedyś błyśnie słońce? Czy my ujrzymy piękny świat? Wystarczy nam tyle męki i goryczy, wystarczy nam przelanej tyle krwi. Tam na cmentarzu z każdego kąta krzyczy, by pomścić krzywdy z tych, co z nas drwi. Tango les to tango męki i rozpaczy. La 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 la, tango les, co wolność dzisiaj dla nas znaczy. Serce lka, a z oczu płyną łzy gorące. Czy dla nas kiedyś błyśnie słońce? Czy my ujrzymy piękny świat? A gdy nadejdzie ta chwila utęskniona, o której marzy żydowski naród nasz, przed prądem świata otworzy Twe ramiona, a słońce rozpromieni naszą twarz. Tango les to tango męki i rozpaczy. La 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 la, tango les, co wolność dzisiaj dla nas znaczy. Serce lka, a z oczu płyną łzy gorące. Czy dla nas kiedyś błyśnie słońce? Czy ujrzymy piękny świat? Ne, Birkenau. This is a poem about Birkenau. Birkenau is apart from Auschwitz. Drutami, that is in Polish. Drutami ogrodzony skrawek świata, gdzie ludzie tylko numerami są, gdzie brat zgnębiony gnębi swego brata, a śmierć koścista wyciąga swą dłoń. Tam tyle krwi i łez pociekło, tam z krzyku trwogi budzi się ze snu. A gdy kto zapyta cię, gdzie piekło, to śmiało możesz odpowiedzieć mu. Refren. Birkenau, przeklęty Birkenau, oblany krwią i łzami, przez Boga zapomniany to Birkenau. Birkenau, cierniowa droga, miliony ofiar, wspólny grób. Królestwo zła, gdzie nie ma Boga, to Birkenau. Płomienie ognia żega krematorium, odorem cuchnie w krąg spalonych ciał, a grobu nie będzie śmiał przyjacielu, bo polny wiatr rozwieje prochy Twe. Nieważny to, wszak jesteś jeden z wielu, co zapomniał o nich świat. Birkenau, przeklęty Birkenau, oblany krwią i łzami, przez Boga zapomniany to Birkenau. Birkenau, cierniowa droga, miliony ofiar, wspólny grób, królestwa zła, gdzie nie ma Boga, to Birkenau. Jest leinig in Jiddisch a poeme, a paar Sätze von Treblinki. Treblinki dort war jeder Jid ein guter Ort. Wer es kommt dahin, verbleibt schon dort, verbleibt auf ewig. Wer es kommt dahin von Bruder, Schwester, Tate, Mame, tut man sie dort versammeln. Jetzt gehe ich lernen, ich weiß ein Lied, ich kann es nicht singen, aber ich lerne es, ein Poem von Auschwitz. Das,
Bitte.
der Schreiber schreibt, ich will euch jetzt ein Lied singen. Ein Lied nicht von Vergnügen, Wörter von Treue und von Numen tun in Herz zu mir sticken. Keiner wird es nicht glauben, was es so uns passiert. Millionen von der ganzen Welt zum Vernichten hat man sie geführt. Von allen Städten und allen Ländern gebracht hat man jeden her. Durch die niederträchtige Schänder zum Erzählen ist es sehr schwer. Auschwitz ist das kleine Städtel, eine Gegend prächtig sehr schön. Es wird einmal ein treueriger Denkmal mit der Aufschrift dort stehen. In dem kleinen weißen Eisel, wo steht also im Schuldig auf dem Feld, Millionen sind dort herangegangen und mehr nicht angesehen die Welt. Dort in dem kleinen Wäldl, Pschezhinke ist ein schreuderlicher Name, dort sind schöne, volle Lebens mit der Treuerteutung gekommen. In die lange, tiefe Gräber, was du siehst, dort sind, noch und vergessen und verbrennen, gebracht hat mir mein Freund und Kind. Und die große, schöne Wälder, bedeckt mit Blumen, wird sein Reut. Dort viel tausend Juden haben da gefunden sehr Tod. Frei wird sein die Welt, flattern werden blau-weiße Fähne, dann wollen wir dem Lied weiter singen bei den Klangen von befreiten Tänner. Das ist ein Dichter, ein richtiger Dichter. If I have to tell the year when I wrote this,
Yes.
that is, I wrote this in Melbourne in 1992. It's not a poem, it's a poem. Not to talk about the past, Holocaust with your family for more than 40 years. I am a survivor and I speak only for myself. In my opinion, not to talk after the war about that, what we went through, and losing our families and friends helped us to start a new life. When we had turned our thoughts to the past, the future life for us was by breakdowns, mental homes, or suicidal. To put everything that we went through on the back of our minds was like a gift of time, like a medicine, a help from the nature, a soul you don't touch. We have to look for the future. Never forget the Holocaust, and never again. The history of the Holocaust have to be learned, remembered, and never again. The Shoah was a tragedy not only for the Jewish people, but for all the mankind. People which were lucky not to live a ghetto life or concentration camp will never will be able to understand what we went through. Every survivor from that painful time is a hero, having the courage not to give in and hoping to be one day liberated. Good luck in every day's life was number one in our survival. The young and coming generation all over the world have to be educated about the horrors of the Holocaust. Then we can hope for better relations between people and nations. Coming to Australia after the liberation from the camps, we appreciate the good and quiet life we enjoy here. We are thankful to the Australian government for giving us a new home. We belong to the lucky generation which witnessed the establishment of the State of Israel after thousands of years of sufferings and persecution. We have to support our new homeland and people in need everywhere, everybody according to his means. Israel is for all Jews over the world a mother. We can't turn the clock back. In the future, we have to remember the past. Something as tragic as the Holocaust will never be forgotten and will never happen again. Esther, Werblud, Trivex.
Could you describe the photo, please?
These are my parents, Shana Trivex, born Friedfeld,
Yes.
and that's my father, Moshe Trivex. And it's a parish, I think, in Treblinka, when it was the liquidation from Białystok ghetto in August 1943.
When was the photo taken?
Oh, I think maybe this was a marriage photo. I think they married in 1917.
Something
This
like that.
before, during the First World War.
Thanks.
This is my brother, Samuel Ephraim Trivex. Trivex. He was taken from the Shabbosdiki, where this was in the beginning in July 1941, and together with 4,000 Jews. And I think he was old 22 years. He's a Korben, wie sagt man?
Thank you.
This is my mother, and this must be before the marriage, before she married, during the First World War. This is my father in the year from the First World War, I think when he was a bride, not a bride, a groom.
Bridegroom.
A groom.
A groom.
A groom. It's a groom. Yes. That photo was taken in the 20s. This is my sister Haichi, my brother Ephraim, Shmuel, and me, Esther. That's my sister with her husband. Her name was Mary Goldenberg. My sister's name is Haichi, and my brother-in-law's name is Isaac.
They migrated to Australia?
No, she migrated before the war. My sister migrated to Australia before the war. And he was born in Israel, Romanian background, or Romanian or Hungarian. They married here in the 40s.
And they brought you here to Australia?
But,
Did they bring you here?
no,
No.
No, the family brought me here.
Thank you.
The uncle, the cousins, they all together they bring. That my sister's children born in Australia, Harold and Moshe Goldenberg. This is me, Esther. Esther, then I was at Trivex.
Yes.
And taken in 1945 after the liberation in Hanover. And this is my first photo. In 1945. This photo was taken in Bamberg for me in 1946, Germany. This photo was taken of a bar mitzvah in 1961 in Elwood Park, Melbourne.
And who is on the photo?
The photo, this my husband Fievel, my children Ryan and Shirley, and myself. In August 1963, my son's Rael's bar mitzvah. And we standing, that's myself, my husband, and my daughter.
Yes.
That is Valentine's, the youngest is Valentine.
Yeah.
Valentine's bar mitzvah. That is, and it's important the year. He was born in 1982, this must be in 85. That was taken in 1985. And that is the mother Susie, and the father Rael, and the brother Joel, and their surname is well known. The photo is taken by the Supreme Court, Melbourne, I think in March 2001,
Yeah.
when Joel get his license to practice as a lawyer. and that's with his father because he's a lawyer too.
He's congratulating you.
Wait, one?
He's congratulating
He
you.
congratulating, the father congratulates his son.
Thank you. Now,
What he's showing, what you call this thing?
diploma.
Diploma. That's his Joel in his office showing his diploma. That is Shirley's wedding day. They married in 1983. And the husband, Ron Lesh. That is Shirley and Ron's children. From the left is Ethan, James, and Matthew.
No.
James and Ethan, I say.
And what's the name of the baby?
Matthew.
Matthew. Thanks.
This is James Bar Mitzvah in October 2001. That's me, Esther, Shirley, the mother, James, Matthew, Ethan, and the father, Ron Lesh. This is the photo from the Bar Mitzvah, from James Bar Mitzvah. That is Shirley, me, and my son, Ryle. That's myself, me the Bar Mitzvah boy James. In October 2000. This is the wedding photo for myself and my husband in Germany in 1946. No, there is not a... I may give him more face. But first you make it together.